And we're back.
Okay, I think we're live now, and I should be able to be heard, which is really exciting. Really cutting edge technology here. Welcome to Salisbury Anarchy year 498, I should say. We are just entering into my favorite time of the game, the accounting phase. But for real, it's going to be good to see how the players level up. Let's go ahead and start with some introductions. We'll start with you, Thomas.
What do you say with irony? I say with conviction. Fucking love paperwork. My name is Thomas, and I will be playing Sir Edrich of Winterbourne, Stoke, who is also Marshal now.
Awesome.
And we'll see how that goes for him.
Hey, we will.
Hello, I am Mark, aka the Catch Me Out, and today I will probably be playing Sir Rhodri of Idmiston, but we may also see some of Lord Florence, Baron of Axe.
Oh, we'll be seeing some. All right. And last but not least, Liam.
Hi, everybody. I'm Liam. I play Sir Virgil of Durnford. I'm Marshal of... sorry. No, that's not right. Hi. I'm enjoying my evening very much.
All right. So when we last left off, there was a... just to recap Salisbury for last year, there was a Marshal's tournament. Marshal's tournament ended with 2 murders on the battlefield, both entirely kind of surprising how they worked out. It led to a pause of the tourney, and they decided instead to have a vote amongst the key figures. Many of them used their favoring to basically get what they wanted out of whoever they backed. So typical politics. As a result, we ended up with some promises towards seats of Castellan and Sir Edrich as our Marshal of Salisbury. And that is where we left off. All right, so diving into today, why don't we go ahead and start with the winter phase, because there's no time like the present to level up, right, guys? We can figure out what's going on from here. All right. We'll start with step 1, experience checks.
All right.
Do you guys want to do them?
To
do you want to roll like a wave each and then announce?
Yeah.
And then,
I say that's the best way.
I'll go first. Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
So we're just going through all of them real fast?
While you do that, I'll make sure that I actually did the glory correctly.
Success on energetic, so I do not level it up. Fail on cruel, which means cruel goes up.
Oh, boy.
That's exactly what I did want to happen. Fail on worldly, so worldly goes up. Don't give a shit about your god.
You're way more worldly now than you were before.
Success on indulgence, so it does not go up.
So you got more cruel and worldly. So you're a knight of the time.
Critical concern commoner. What does that do for me? Does that go up then?
Goes up by 1 and checks automatically again for next.
All right. I shocked by that actually.
Virgil, what's going on with you?
We talk about what that. Maybe we should talk about that one because that's
what that looks like.
Yeah. What made Virgil more concerned? It doesn't have to be like a.
I got it. I think I know what it is. The lady that Virgil has been courting had a high merciful, I think. I think maybe he's trying to impress her by being nicer to the commoners. I think that's what this might look like. Okay. Is like he has her over to visit and he's like, I guess I do need to worry about these people. Their living conditions. Ugh.
There's also yet a second point which could be considered as concern, which is they're unusually well armed for people of this time.
That's true. That's a good point, actually. I like that better.
Yeah.
It's really weird. I've been briefed that they have weapons, but maybe I should figure out how to make them not revolt against me. It's possible.
They get these spears from? What's going on?
Oh, we gave those to him. Oh,
that reminds me of Crusader Kings, where you start with one guy and like you get everything backing him, and then he dies, and his son. Everyone's like,
Yes.
I'm not following that guy. Like,
Yeah.
well, shit, I just ruined my
Fuck
own
this dude.
plans. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so my awareness did not go up. Still nearsighted. My hunting did not go up. Still suck at.
I can't believe
Jesus
hunting-
Christ!
Are you kidding me?
Oh my god.
I'm gonna lose it.
My
Ah.
That's too funny.
All right, this one's in the bag though. Hell yeah!
Got it.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
there's a non-zero chance that could have failed.
I'm so disappointed. I had so many ticks
I
on
know.
low things this
know.
year.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pissed.
That's upsetting.
All right, that's everything.
Oh man, it's like Virgil. I'm gonna lock into the NPC phase of my career right now. So,
Mm-hmm.
all right, that sucks.
Alright, I'll go next.
Sounds good.
Let's go. Rolling for energetic. Unfortunately, nothing there. Just nothing there. Prudent.
Hell yes.
Success. Florence is a little more prudent. Spiritual. Nope. And valorous. No, he's pretty valorous. And now for the time, passion, honor. Am I more honorable? No, apparently
So
not.
close.
So close. Yeah.
Then awareness. Critical.
Nice.
All right, you go up to 10. And check again.
Next up, courtesy.
Hell yes.
Ooh, courtesy goes up.
Wow,
It's pretty good.
It's pretty damn good.
That's lucky.
Flirting goes up. Oh yeah.
Florence
Critical
is having
flirt.
a good time.
I'm doing well. Oh, no
Florence.
more heraldry.
Critical flirt, you.
He is a critical flirt.
That's how we got married.
It's the name of our new show.
Critical flirt. Alright, doesn't go up, unfortunately. Does recognize? Yes, it does.
Mhm.
Diplomacy? No. And then the bits that are even more difficult. No horsemanship. And... No, of course not lands. Then I get to roll a bunch of things to see if I get extra checks for this year. Roll for energetic. It's a failure, so I don't get a check.
So you want to succeed on...
You want to
because
succeed
that's-
on the roll to check it.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And then I get checks to a bunch of things because I paid a person to teach me things. Man, isn't it good to have money? Oh,
I bet it-
sorry,
I bet it is.
I didn't
I bet
realize.
it is.
I love money.
Excuse me and my massive piles of money. Check
Scrooge
that.
McDuck over here.
I've still got a
I'll
Saxon
agree.
in my basement I can sell. I just don't know who to sell them to.
I gotta roll for flirt. It's already checked, so I'm not gonna bother. Intrigue, trick to lance. I'm pretty much done. I'm just checking stuff. So you can go next, Thomas.
Alrighty. Gonna roll for energetic. Success. Gonna roll for forgiving. I am more forgiving.
That's not good, actually. That's
No, so less good, but you know it's fine. And I'm gonna roll trusting. I am not more trusting. That was a close one.
You've learned your lesson.
Honor. I am not more honorable. Love Olslav. I do not love my wife more, but I'll get there, by God. I love her lots, you guys. Courtesy. I am not more courteous. Heraldry. I am more heraldic. Hunting. Jesus Christ, so close. Intrigue. The furthest thing from a failure I can get. Recognize. I can recognize people better. That's good. And diplomacy. God dang. that should be everything. I think I might have orated at one point, but I didn't have it ticked, so I'm not going to roll it. Battle. Nothing. Sword. Oh, close, but no cigar. That's everything. I do get to tick energetic again, but I think
That's for the
I think
bees.
that's everything. For the bees. That's me. Nothing doing. I got more forgiving, and that's it.
You got recognize and hunting.
And recognized. That's right, and hunting. Never mind. I got
And
3
heraldry.
things, but
Get the
those are
fuck
good.
out of
And
here.
heraldry.
Get the fuck
Sorry,
out of here.
I'm sorry. I was wrong. I got more things. I just focused on the negative. That's bad of me. I did get stuff. But that's me.
All
The
right.
glory I have written down is correct to my reckoning.
That's the very end. So just hold it
Got
for
you.
now.
It's the very end, yeah.
Okay, so aging. We have 2 people going up to the age 34. Your last year before aging checks become a regular.
Oh, fuck that.
And Virgil's 1 year behind, I believe, at 33.
Yarp.
You were orphaned at 33.
All right, that's the easiest step in the whole thing. Right, now we go to family survival. Y'all with kids and potential new kids. Let's see what happens.
I have no wife, and I must scream.
I have no
Right,
wife either.
I've got 2 kids, so do I roll 2 d20s to determine their living?
Yes. So
For child
first off,
survival.
let's talk about something real quick.
Well, of course.
What did we decide as far as tribute? What was the advisement given?
The advisement was essentially don't pay tribute to the people beneath us, which I think is Wessex, and do, if pressed, possibly pay tribute to Essex, I believe it was, because they also asked, and we couldn't afford to piss them both off at the same time.
If
You
I
need to
understand,
do
if I understand that one correctly, it was only if pressed by Essex.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Well then. Let's see here.
My children die because of my policy.
Okay. They do not pay tribute.
Hell yes.
Okay. So your conditions aren't terrible here. But we do, I think, need to know how you're living in order to determine if they survive, right?
It'd be whatever the previous year you decided
previous
your
year,
living
though.
was.
Yeah. So everyone, you have to roll based on your previous year to determine whether or not your children live or die.
Modest.
I chose superlative because I have
chose
money.
rich. So I get to add +1 to each of these, so it's a 17 and a 15. That's 1 for
Right.
Anna and 1 for Kay.
I just got normal.
You might as well do
so-
Perin's kids as well,
Yarp. All
Yeah.
20 of them?
right? Just sort of tracking them, right? Because
Yarp.
they're technically the heirs.
I think they should be immortal as long as I'm not looking at them, actually.
Scripting his baby.
Okay, so
I
first
have-
son, Jaren.
3 children at a +3.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 children I have to roll for here.
Good lord. Both of my children are alive and healthy.
All my children are alive except my eldest, who is ill, but is still alive.
But lives, yeah.
And I, because I got a wife, roll on the childbirth table.
You do.
Lucky bastard.
No children.
No children.
Thank God.
Unlucky bastard.
If it were too higher, mother and child would have died in childbirth. So
Right.
I'm glad I am where I am.
All right. Age, family events table. Nothing going on there yet. Family events
Jaren.
table.
Yeah, give it a roll.
Yeah.
Jaren, Perseus, illegitimate twins. Daughter
Well, one of the
Sue.
elemented twins is dead.
Not mine.
Didn't one of them die?
No.
Even use table
Perin has not lost a single child. He's got 8 children. 2 of them are illegitimate twins, granted, but like,
I thought one of the twins died. I might be
I
wrong.
don't think so. I would have marked it, I think.
I got kidnap accusation. On a d6, on a 1, it's true. On a 6, it's false. I don't even know what that looks like. Oh no, wait, hold on. Would this happen to like family member?
Yeah,
Hold on, let's roll d6 first.
Yeah, let me
Yeah.
walk you through it here. Give me first thing you do for family events is you roll a d20. So let's start from the
Gotcha.
beginning here.
14, uncle. I
Nope.
don't have any.
Nope. Up above.
No, event table.
Family
Beginning.
event table. You may not even
I
end
did.
up on the family event table.
I got 8, which was a family event, and it was even use table A, so I did.
Okay, then you determine with a d20 what family member it involves.
Got you.
And then you go to the
So
individual
it's
table.
uncle or aunt. I don't have those anymore.
That
Should
you're-
I re-roll?
that you're aware of. You don't have those
That
in
I'm
your
aware
house.
of. That's true.
Actually, you do. You do have
Do I?
aunts and uncles. Yep. They're just not in your house, so we don't track them.
Ah, got you.
Right? They don't belong to Winterbourne Stoke. So let's see what's on your list here.
First, let me roll a d6 to determine if it's an uncle or an aunt. It is an aunt.
Let me see.
I have family I don't know about.
No, you probably know about them. You just don't interact with them enough to really care. And you're Edrich. So this would probably
Indeed.
be. Let's see. Okay. Edrich's dad was Harold, Miss Ulrich, Glenda, Eosa.
The Good Witch?
Yes, actually.
You know what? Roll another d20. Let's determine who this happens to. Let's try again.
That is 4. That is mother. I do have a mother.
All right, and what's the event that takes place?
Kidnapping accusation under 87. I roll a d6. It says 1 is true, 6 is false. So I'm not sure what happens between those things.
That's true. I can't remember how
Was
this
it-
played out.
Does it have an odd symbol in front of it? Because I think it's just you roll until you get 1 or 6.
Let's just do 1, 2, 3, or 4, 5, 6.
Yeah.
Hmm.
All right, rolling a d6.
Yeah.
3.
It's true.
Who did my mother kidnap?
Might not necessarily be that.
Rumored. Murder rumored.
She might be the kidnappee.
Oh, I
Yeah,
like
indeed.
this. Claims of having an illegitimate child with a Saxon, Pict, or Irish. He's got another one!
Legitimate child, I'll have you know. We married.
I do know. Who that child is. He's my son.
Do you claim this child to be yours?
Yes, put him
Yes?
down.
Yes.
Interesting. Okay. I know. Claimed to be kidnapped by something strange that came out of the forest at night.
Those forests will burn.
Yeah.
I got a
Oh.
love family 20 and I hate Fae.
And
I'm surprised you didn't say again.
Remember, Virgil's squire. Virgil's squire is her son,
Yeah.
so he's
Oh,
flipping
that's
out about
right.
that too. Yeah, he's young and ready to go after, and he's going to be pressing Virgil to find out what happened. All right, that just added plot to the game. We'll figure out what that is.
It's not our business.
Right.
You settle down, whatever the fuck your name is. I don't remember. Hang on.
Like Hayden Christensen or something like that.
It was Hayden. Yeah.
Yeah.
Settle down, Hayden, son of Einion. Chill the fuck out.
You were born of cultists.
Okay. So that brings us through that. Mark, what was your event, if you had one?
I'm about to roll for it. D100, table B, 70. Non-family kin, widow or widower, asked for an arranged marriage. Choose yes, check to generous, and love of family. Check to love of family and pride for knight kin member, or +1 honor for the right choice, non-knight. No check selfish. Non-knight. So I gotta figure out which family member is being asked to be married. I believe I've had this happen already.
Yarp.
So
I mean, you
let's
got
roll.
a bunch of brothers.
Yeah, but they're married.
Oh, yes.
9, brother. I guess I only have one brother left who's not married.
Yep, we know who that is. He's a regular reoccurring player or character in this game.
Yep.
Is that the person it is?
Yeah, so congratulations to Cadfile.
Yeah.
Wait, did you just add partner of Cadfile, or is he already married?
I don't remember having a Cadfile partner.
I'm looking on the Family Echo. It says partner of Cadfile.
Last
That
time
was-
I used Catfile, it was a couple of years ago, and he was not engaged to anybody because he was a contender for marriage. So I
Yeah.
think
I
he's
don't-
single.
I
Pretty
think
sure.
he's
He might have gotten married through a family event.
That's
I don't remember.
If he was, he's a widower. A widow. Yeah, the way we've been running him, he'd have to have lost.
Yeah.
Maybe
All right.
in that old classic childbirth table. I mean, it fits with
Yeah.
his lovely, like he's
Mina.
a man of fortune. This guy. So
Yeah, nothing but good luck.
yeah.
All right. In which case, yeah, Florence would be like, yeah, of course. That sounds fine.
I went to
Of
hang out
course.
with the bros, and then I was attacked by monsters.
So
I'll
what was
force
it-
my brother to marry someone.
What's it say about this person? Does it say anything at all?
No.
Okay, let's
It just
figure out.
says,
Or a political
I-
alliance. That's not written on there. It's just guaranteed.
yeah, I got to check generous and love of family.
Duddig.
Studying.
That egg.
You can't do that to Catfire. You can't make them marry
Just kidding.
Dudding.
I would love.
Hates
Wait,
people.
I love that. 20! Jesus Christ. She sounds delightful.
Yeah.
He is the most racist
I
you
mean-
can be.
To be fair, that might fit.
I hate everyone equally.
So the thing is,
Especially
let's
the
ask:
Dutch.
Did Florence make this arrangement from Cornwall or from Salisbury?
It'd probably be from Cornwall, I imagine.
Yeah.
He's kind of he's doing the business. He's doing like the business of his family away from home, but he's still in charge.
Oh, okay. This is a political marriage to a lady of Ascalon, your very county, the county that you're currently trying to save. This sounds like Florence.
Great.
100%.
This sounds like something I was planning to do anyway. So yeah, perfect.
Yeah, so that works.
Congratulations, brother. You get to marry
Lady
someone
Di.
you've never met from a completely different culture.
Congrats,
Oh,
Cadfile, on your marriage to Lady Dig Dug. Appreciate it.
Big
I'll
Doug.
just note, Liam's poked you about Mark's mic volume.
I am loud, apparently. I apologize. It is
Not
in
your
my
fault,
nature.
buddy.
I don't know how to fix that.
I think I have to be either in the Discord volume settings for him, or Mark would have to adjust his mic.
I can do that.
Well, let me check first, Mark, before you do, so we're not shifting you up, down.
Oh, that's probably why, because my input volume is so much louder for some reason.
I
Hold
think
on.
Doug should marry Sir Doof down the line.
How are things now? You should all
Probably-
be able to hear this now.
Probably quieter. Let's
Too
see.
quiet? Or
Let's find out.
Sounded good
how
to me.
do I sound? How
Yeah.
do I sound? Making noises is
I think it
kind
sounds.
of my thing.
I think it sounds right.
Okay.
Now I'm a little loud. I'll turn myself down.
Lady...
All right.
Dudig.
All right. I think we're good.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Dudig is married
Oh,
to Cadfile. We got that on the list.
there you
now.
go.
All right.
Cadfile also, as just like a background thing, gets a check to love a family and proud. That's about it.
Okay. He's getting up there too. He is. He is. Damn. What
Is
is
he
that?
my
make him?
generation? Or is he Perin's? I think he's in.
He's
I think he's in-
33.
Yeah, he's 33.
He's our age. Yeah.
Wow.
That's right. He was like a year younger than Florence.
Yeah.
God, he just seemed like such a little baby for so much of the campaign. I thought
For
he was
5 years
still-
he was. Yeah.
Yeah.
For 5 years he was, yeah.
Your Honor, this man can't be an adult. He's just a little guy.
Just a little
Let's-
guy.
Let's get to Winterbourne Stoke. Let's figure out what's going on there.
Yes.
Liam still has to do a.
Oh, my
Oh.
Durnford? I guess it's Durnford's turn
Durnford, yeah.
for the family event.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I thought you did it for some reason. Please roll.
Nah.
Yeah.
All right,
Um,
6. That is a family event, and it's in
Even.
even. So I use table A.
First roll a d20. See what family member it affects.
2 it is.
11 is sister or wife if present.
Well, sister.
Yeah, sister's viable.
Yeah.
All right, D100. Here we go. That's an 11. I'll roll lots of 11s today in general. Birth.
Birth.
Cool.
All right.
Oh wait, am I? Yeah, table A. So good.
Let me roll over to the Durnford Manor thing, and
Ah,
then
Your
that's-
sister.
That's
You
a
got a
1, which is a
nephew.
daughter. I've got
Oh,
a niece.
this is Heliap, right? That's who you got on there.
It would have to be, I think. I suspect.
Yep.
Must be nice having family
A
members.
child.
I've got so many. the Durnford household is not so much a tree and more of a bramble.
No, if it's a bramble, there's a lot of incest. What you are is a hedge.
Hedge. Yeah, I
Or
guess.
Orcades.
Marcates. Marcates.
More Cadies.
Cool.
Or Kate.
All right. Well, that answers that, and those are the events we're dealing with.
Perin's oldest is still only 9 years old. That's whack, right?
Yeah, but check what Virgil's is if you want to see a shocker.
Virgil's oldest?
Yep. Virgil had a kid, got married early, looks like.
That's
Or had
true,
an
he did.
illegitimate because he has a son.
No, his. Oh no, I'm looking at parents. You're right. No, he had a legitimate. It was
485.
485. I knew it. Okay, so it's not marked on my thing. I think remember when we were redoing Virgil's history, I could have sworn he had 3 kids. I knew it. I knew it wasn't crazy. Okay, cool. Thank you. I'm gonna name that kid and I'm gonna put on my information. Good to know.
Okay.
Say that like you faced opposition from us.
We did.
Like,
Okay. No. So when Bob and I were going through Virgil's stuff, when I was starting to play him more regularly, like his whole history, we couldn't figure out what year that kid was born or if it was born at all. So I'm glad to see that he does exist and I could put him on here. I knew he had a kid, but I wasn't sure. 45. Cool.
Yeah, so Virgil's son is 13 this year.
Whew! That
What
kid's
does
fucking old.
What does teenage angst look like when it comes from the loins of Virgil?
Well, we're about to get into that because it's the first scene I wanted to do a quick check with, but we're gonna get through the rest of the winter phase first. Because I need to know what this kid's 2 years off being squiring. So we'll figure out how Virgil's been raising him.
That is so funny. That son was born before technically Virgil was knighted.
Yep. Yeah, I remember rolling the event and you're like, well, I guess my brother's getting married early.
Yep.
But
Gotta do his responsibility to the family.
okay, that brings us to economics.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see what the weather was like. 17 could have been worse.
It
So-
could have.
Yep. 17. Now we get to do that lovely manor luck table business, where we determine if you have a calamity or a benefit. I just want to make sure. Yeah. So what we need from you is a D6, and we're in the Anarchy period, so odds of benefit are a 1 in 6 chance. Odds of calamity are 3 out of 6. So
Much higher.
50-50
I've got
for
a
calamity.
I've got a +1 to this because I've got a holy crucifix.
Yes!
Wow.
Virgil's the fucking coolest!
Actually,
yeah,
guys,
benefit.
Mark, before you do,
I'm about to roll horribly.
but
Oh.
superlative
Go ahead,
comes
sir.
with something else. So
Does it?
yeah, superlative knight.
Horse survival, child survival, childbirth.
Never mind. So nothing there.
Yeah, no. Unless you'd like to quickly invent something for me.
Nope.
We wouldn't say
All right.
no.
That's calamity.
We got a calamity in. We're still tracking this specifically for Winterbourne.
Idmiston.
Idmiston, I mean. So why don't you go ahead and roll 1d100 on the Manor Luck Bad table. Let's see what happens.
Alright,
Also,
let's go.
Virgil is naming his son retroactively Tristan. So 90.
90.
I want to.
Group
I'm gonna come
of-
back to that, Liam, in a second. We'll come back to that in a second.
No, no worries.
Alright, a group of 7 to 12 border patrol knights require shelter and lodging at your manor. Except costs vary. Refusal -1 loyalty, Lord. So what am I paying for these
Roll a
guys?
d6, Mark.
D6. Not again. A 1!
Oh,
Okay.
Is that
So-
good?
let's see.
Yeah, only 7, not 12 border patrol knights request shelter. All right, so they're gonna cost you basically while they're patrolling and stuff. They're gonna cost you. Give me a D4. That costs you
No.
4 Librum.
That's not too bad.
Do you want to pay then,
Oof,
or
that
do you
could've
want
been-
to?
Yeah, I'd pay
minus
it.
1
I-
to loyalty lord. Okay. Killer. That brings us out of that phase.
Well,
Actually,
we've
we
still
got Manora
we've still
luck
got-
for the
yeah,
two
we've
of them.
still got good stuff.
Oh, we got good stuff for 2 people.
They
That's
got
right.
benefits.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
I got a 7. He
let's
got a
have our good
6.
stuff.
We
Get our
got
treats.
benefits.
All right,
wanna go
D100
first, Thomas?
to Thomas first. Let's get this out of the way.
One is Earl Roderick visits and gives you money.
5. My bull was particularly virile. I don't have cows.
I have cows.
Yeah, you do.
I've got a cow man.
You have to have cows. That's like cattle is like 90%
part of having a
like
yeah.
your Librum.
got-
That
I've got.
It's part
I've
of
got-
having a mirror.
I've
manor.
got sheep. But fair enough. All cows had calves. +3 stewardship. 1d4 cattle. So let's give that a go. 3 extra cows.
The cattle are the primary currency of this setting, basically. That's why raiding is so useful. Wanderback
Indeed.
leading the
Cattle
We're
raid.
cowboys.
Just like
I'm gonna
anything
write
else,
down.
it's always about a cattle raid.
Yeah. 3 extra cattle and +3 to stewardship. Could I put this towards my steward? No, I'm going to put it on myself. But yes, that's me. That's honestly not bad.
Okay.
Not bad at all.
All right, so that's a D100 for you, Liam.
82 on the good luck. Good luck.
Oh,
82.
we're having virile livestock.
Give me a
More
D6
livestock.
roll, Liam.
2.
All right, so more livestock returned from the fields than expected. Gain
Whoops.
2 cattle, pig, or sheep.
No idea whose those are, but
Yep,
they're mine.
yours now.
Mine now.
How does that play out on my sheet?
I put mine in the box next to holdings.
Yeah, I'll just add it. Oh, because I have a dog. I guess I'll just add him next to the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll figure out how to play
yeah.
that. I'm not sure how the rules want you to manage that because we don't micromanage.
It might just be like some Librum if you sell
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I
Agreed.
need to.
Yeah, they probably have a cost that you can sell them in. Okay, so but we're not gonna micro track that. We'll just figure out a way to make that a one-time cost.
Yeah.
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 Okay, so
Cool.
does that get us out of that phase?
Yep.
Whether fortune, misfortune, on to commoner justice. All right, let's put on our crime procedural hats for this next phase. Let's see what's gonna happen.
Can I go first, please?
Sure.
Okay.
Wonderful.
Let me just hold on.
Okay. Very just.
Oh,
Wait,
yeah.
the anticipation.
Justice.
I see you shiver with
Here's the thing. I think Virgil jumping the gun on the justice thing is very much in character.
All right, an ordinary farmer and a disheartened local priest. There was a brawl, accusations of being cheated at a tournament or a game, and apparently they're brothers. So,
Who won the fight?
let's find out.
Probably not the priest. He's probably disheartened.
Who won the fight?
Oh yeah,
they get
the
to keep
priest.
money.
Well, he might be. Hold on.
He might be a buff priest. You never know.
Yeah.
Don't fuck with the priest.
Yeah, the ordinary farmer kicked this down out of the priest apparently.
Okay, he gets the money.
Okay.
Next.
Okay. Awesome.
Just in case, I think you are supposed to test their justice,
Yeah,
right?
versus you.
Yeah,
to see if-
2d20.
Yeah, just in case, because my commoners are starting.
they
to-
pass.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, all right. All right.
Your hatred landlord increases by 1.
Woo! What's that up to now? Perin got it really low.
Yeah.
And now it is it's 9 going up to 10.
Getting back to average. All right.
Honestly, you're where I am right now.
That brings
Yeah.
us to our next crime procedural here with what's going on in Idmiston.
All right. In this case,
wrong Involving
in this case, Rhodri will have to take care of this because Florence is not actually there to do justice.
Yep.
So here's Rhodri's justice. Just what I thought.
an impassioned farmer, an impassioned rich farmer who offers you 2 librum to settle for him.
Easy offer.
It's a knifing. There's accusations of something about a necromancer, and it involves them being cousins. I think I think the first impassioned farmer, he's the other impassioned farmer of being related to a necromancer. Out of rage, he knifed him, and then when he was bleeding out on the ground and everything looked really bad, and it's very clear that he's the problem, you are offered 2 librum. Do you want to just settle for 2 librum?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay. And
He's
don't
raising the
understand.
dead of the felled sheep and selling them again.
In
You
that
don't
case,
understand.
Take
He
arbitrary.
kicked the shit out of me. He kicked the shit out of me. He stabbed me. He slit my throat and left me for dead. Well, then, how are you here? No, I'm not accusing him of the murder. I'm accusing him of necromancy. He brought me back to life.
I got better. Yeah.
I got better.
Alright.
It's his fault.
Okay, so that I gotta test something here.
You're healing me. Witch!
Yeah.
Oh, you settled anyways, right?
Yeah.
When
But you have to
settle,
see if it was a.
I mean, you can roll to see how pissed off they are that I made my decision. They can see through my unjust ways.
Oh, apparently
All right.
not.
It's a draw.
that is a tie on
Draw.
failure, so no change.
They were just like,
Wish that were me.
he was a necromancer.
Yeah.
What was coming to him?
It's related to a necromancer. Sure, they'll come back.
Look,
All right.
that may have been a blatant, example of corruption within our justice system, but 2 librum's pretty nice. I get it. You know,
He made the right choice anyway.
2 librum's
It's
2
fine.
librum. Yeah.
I've seen worse. All right, and then over in Winterbourne, Stoke, we have an ordinary poor farmer, an ordinary poor old widow, an exchange of verbal insults over cheating in a tournament. This would be great. You know what this is? This is about the tournament. This is them arguing
We're also
about
just.
the tournament.
Mhm.
Jesus Christ, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think exactly. They're probably arguing and then going, well, we'll bring it before the person who was there. And then Edrich will say, stop gambling over matters like these. Stop insulting your mother. Stop wasting my time. Leave now of your own power.
All right. The hate landlord goes up by 1.
Yep, it's now at 11.
Help, being repressed.
Yeah.
You haven't seen true oppression yet, but I assure you, you will if you continue to bother me. I wonder why they hate me.
Yeah.
I'm feeling real good about that whole Logres will not suffer a tyrant thing. I think it's going to go well.
Yeah, it's gonna go great. These
I don't
people
know.
aren't people.
Yeah, they're not people. They're not really Logres.
They're economists.
Exactly.
All right.
Economists,
So now you all
commoners.
get to test your
They're economists.
concerned commoners. Your
All right.
concerned economers. Yeah.
Turn economists. Let's
That's no
go.
surprise. Hey,
Yes.
I'm shocked.
Okay, so no
Shocked, I tell
fumbles,
you.
so fails nothing. Success is it gets you reduce misfortune. So Mark, you're gonna test against weather right now. We'll do Mark's first, just because he's got a -5 on it. Because of the reduced misfortune. So Mark, you're testing against misfortune. You are rolling your stewardship.
Which is 15. Hmm. 20. 15. 17 on 15, so that's a fail from my steward.
Oh, and they got to pass.
Yeah.
so that is a success on misfortune and a failure. That is poor night.
Poor
You
knight.
are poor by default. How would you like to live? Might as well deal with that right away.
I'm gonna buy my way up to Rich Knight.
All right, then we'll do the next one. You know, it can be the same. It'll be the same roll, I think.
The weather
No.
does impact the whole place.
Yeah.
You could reroll to see how bad it is in certain places.
Hmm.
Let's not whether it's overall misfortune test to see if it comes upon you. Why don't we hold on? So that would have been a 7. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. It's still 7 out of 17. So it's just a pass
Yeah.
across the
Yeah.
board.
All right, that fits.
Yeah.
Your turn.
Yeah. So, Thomas and Liam, you can test your stewardship rules.
Stewardship?
Who is your steward? No.
Me. It's me.
Oh God.
Until I have a wife, it's Virgil.
Edrich Steward is Cynstenian, who's getting really good because of winter rolls made in past. Success and better success.
There you go. All right.
So normal.
Yeah, you're normal. You got normal, and then Virgil just got. You start out as poor. How do you both want to choose to live for the year?
Normal.
Are you gonna buy up Liam to normal, or are you gonna stay at poor?
No, he's buying up to rich.
Buy up to rich. Okay. That'll cost you 8 Librum.
Dude, I'm good. I sold so many horses and hands. I'm good.
Okay.
I wish I had hands.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move down to the horse breeding rules, with the following exceptions. As noted prior, this first part where it says on a 2+, your horse gives birth, is slightly different. So let's figure out what that looked like.
I believe it was on a 6.
Yeah, it's by
Yeah, that's
era,
what it
right?
was.
So it was like
Mhm.
you have to roll like a benefit basically to get it,
Mm.
and then it'll
Yeah.
be easier during these periods and even easier during that period.
Yeah.
All right, so
Now,
I'll
I
let
don't
you guys
believe...
deal
Yeah.
with the horses. I'm gonna go fill up a water bottle.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Nothing doing.
Virgil of Durnford. Virgil has no idea what he's doing. So true. All right. Horses. What do we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I mean, I don't have a Rouncy, but I do have 4 chargers.
The chargers sell for a lot. You could sell one charger and buy a bunch of Rouncies.
That's not correct.
Yeah, Mark, what the hell was
114.
that?
Oh, goodness gracious.
There you go.
I was terrified. I'm still
2
terrified
more.
with 14. How much does a charger sell for?
Like 25 Librum each, I think.
I'm selling 2.
Ooh,
I'm selling 2.
a new charger.
It's -2 to the horse rolls.
I believe they're 20 Librum. I want to verify that.
Yeah. Either way, it's a decent amount. It's -2 to
decent.
horse rolls during this era, right? The horse birth rolls, rather.
I will note that you lived
No.
as a...
It's a 6.
They
only.
There
only-
you go.
Only
Yes,
on a
exactly.
6.
Only. Gotcha. That's what I meant. Is like, yeah, okay. Cool.
Yeah.
When it comes to horse survival, since you guys lived as rich and superlative, no, only superlative gets horse bonus.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And some of these get minuses as well. Yeah, so Anir. Oh man, he's still doing good, man.
No.
Anir is now turning 12 years old, and he is still kicking.
Add 3. What's the death rate for horses?
It's on
only...
a 1.
Oh,
but,
on a 1, got you. Never mind. In that case,
on a
mine's
1
still
they-
alive.
Yeah, on a 1 they die, and they get -1 to their roll for every year over 7 years old they are.
And you get a
Right.
+2 to them because you were superlative.
Oh, then none of my horses can die.
I saw the 20 and got very paranoid. But nope, horses live.
Yeah, no.
No horse
They're all
births, but
fine.
no horse deaths either on my part.
Same
Sounds
thing.
like you're all through that now.
returns to the cycle.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay,
Jesus,
let's do
14.
experience improvements. You get to level up now.
Oh, the fun bit.
It's all fun. It's all
Yeah.
fun. I'll kill you. I'll kill you. All right. Well, I had so many things that I wanted to upgrade, but unfortunately, now that I'm Edric's Hound, I gotta upgrade my dice to my sword to, I think, 22.
Always fun. In a very similar way, now that I'm marshal, I'm going to increase my one of my passions by 1. I'm going to get to loyalty lord 15.
Now that I'm attempting to create an uprising. No. I'm going to spend a point to up my strength, which upgrades my damage capacity to 5d6 without my horse. I'm
Makes a
now
difference.
on the level as everyone else.
So you start aging.
Next year.
Like, I'm so strong.
For 1 year, I had the strength.
Is that everybody then?
Yeah, for now.
I
Yeah,
think so.
that's it, yeah.
Let's calculate the new glories.
The glories I put in the glory tracker should be accurate.
Thank you. You are the best, Thomas.
Thank you kindly.
Helpful. If I could
Remember
compare
with
you to a
famous-
god without being a heretic, I would.
Oh, thank you.
Remember with famous traits too.
Yes, that's right.
glory bonus
I
is
haven't
different.
added those up yet.
Right, so we add those ourselves.
But remember that they're not everything. Like, we figured out that there's something specific. So it should be.
Is it for all of them 16 and above?
But it's not for
traits,
traits.
it says. So no,
Yeah.
it's just for traits. Some trait bonus.
No, hold on. It's actually.
There was an extra thing. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's not
I think
traits.
it's for
Or it's not attributes.
just traits.
Just give me a minute.
Skills.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm just looking at calculate glory down there.
Yeah, and I'm looking at the 5.2 PDF book that tells us in detail what it is.
Yeah.
So,
Liam, don't get seduced by Sir Guido.
What? I'll do that. What are we talking about? Oh, yeah. Hey, man. Look, I honestly think him and Virgil would get along very well. What can I say? Look, Edrich. I got a guy. All right. I got a guy. I think we should give it a shot.
your character receives glory equal to the value of any trait or passion with a 16 plus.
Trait or
Cool.
passion.
Yeah, so not skills.
Oh, wait. I'm changing it. I'm sorry. I can't do it. My sword's going down. I'm putting up my honor back up to 18. Fuck that shit. Fuck that shit.
Good
All
on
right,
ya.
now I'm good. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
and then the other key note is that if a trait or passion has just been increased to 16 or higher by means of a bonus point,
Yeah.
so only by the glory bonus point, you don't get glory, that extra glory till the next year.
Yeah,
So-
no worries. It's so I get what it counted for the last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
No, if you buy it up another way, you're good. It's
It's
only if you buy it up by that you can.
XP. I did. Yeah, I bought it up with XP. But it's
No, with the
it
glory
was,
bonus, but yes.
oh, the glory bonus. I see. Okay. Never mind then.
Oh, what
Okay,
are
so
our new
16.
glories?
Plus
7,549.
Do I only have one famous trait? That can't be true. Huh. I do.
Focused more on your. Didn't you get like famously cruel?
No, I am at 15 on a ton of these.
Got you. I'm the same way with a lot of passions.
Yeah. Same here. I have my Amor Lilo is now a famous passion.
Yeah.
Okay, so I get an extra 50 for
Okay.
my famous traits.
I have my update. I am now at 7,660 for Sir Florence.
Jesus Christ.
And Rhodri is significantly less.
Witness our glory.
I think he does go up.
Category.
Category.
Virgil is now at 4,628. I'm catching up to you, Mark. Just give me another 3,000 to go.
4,600.
Yeah, 4,628.
Okay. No one's
These
precedent
people-
a famous knight, but a couple people are real close to
I'm
becoming
close.
famous.
I'm close.
I
to
think
being
this year
famous.
will do it, provided we live.
Probably. If we survive.
Well, it'll do it for some more than others.
That's true. That's true. Well, you'll probably. You said 4,600.
Yeah.
You'll probably get to 5,000.
Yeah, almost
Hmm.
certainly. Well, I'm 4,600. Yeah, I'm well over halfway there.
Yeah. What?
Living on a prayer.
Okay,
Yeah.
and we are unlike being halfway to living on a prayer. We are all the way through winter phase, so that's exciting.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone who stuck around to watch us do paperwork.
Now we get to role play.
Now we begin.
As I mentioned,
now the stream can
for people
start.
that like Pendragon, it's like half their favorite points. Like, yes, paperwork. Yes. All right, let's take a look at the map. It's a little different,
Oh no.
shall we? Yeah.
Come with me and you'll see.
Probably some things
A
we should go
world.
over.
Of hostile occupation.
If you zoom out a little bit, there have been some border changes. One county of Cornwall has been taken and claimed by the Kingdom of Cornwall.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wessex
Yeah,
was
somebody
successful
somebody ought to.
in capturing the Isle of Wight and executing
That's not good.
the naval captain Gwynwynwyn.
No,
No!
not Gwyn.
No!
Yep,
Of Nath?
Apnaf.
Oh.
Naf.
Gwynwynwyn Apnaf is no more, unfortunately.
We will avenge his death.
And we'll do it in a very silly way to honor him.
He wasn't a
those-
particularly silly man, but yes.
That's the big shifts
To honor
this
him.
year.
Oh,
Boy.
also as a note for you, Bob, Florence will spend the 500 librum that he's being asked for to keep the whatchamacallit.
Yeah, the mercenaries of what's his face of Sir not Bellius.
That
guy.
Brastius.
Sir
Brastius.
Brastius.
Boy, somebody should
I
really
am
do
buying
something
off
about
Sir
that Kingdom of-
Brastius.
Somebody should really do something about that Kingdom of Cornwall thing. Kind of whack.
You know, it's fine. Everything's fine. They're far away from
We're fine
you guys.
here.
so
How are
don't
you?
ever have to worry about them.
Look,
Sure,
I'll
I'll
worry
never be
about
up to that
them
one.
when it's too late. I've told you 1,000 times.
All right. Let's see here. So we're gonna zoom in on Virgil here for a second.
I'll be right back, but I'll be listening.
Virgil, please tell me how Virgil raises his eldest son. Oh, Tristan. Let's talk about that first. I think we should
Tristan.
stay away from round table knights names because
Is Tristan around table night?
yes, he becomes one
Yeah.
eventually.
What about Cato?
Yeah, it works.
All right, cool. I had a backup already set up.
Just because it could add a whole bunch of confusion when we get to that phase of the game.
Yes,
So-
I absolutely understand. Okay, first son Cato is born.
Awesome. Okay, so tell me about Cato, who's now 13. How was he raised by Virgil? What did Virgil impress on him the most? He's nearing squire age.
Virgil has impressed upon him the virtues of a true knight. That means that might makes right in many cases, that he should be brave beyond all other things. And I'm looking at Virgil's own traits. That I think the biggest thing that he impresses beyond all else is his idea of honor, right? That code of you meet an enemy on their grounds. You never take the first swing, but you hit them with everything you have if they deem it like proper grounds, if that makes sense.
Yep. Test 3 things for me. You won't tick these. These are like kind of retroactive.
Yep.
Test honor for me.
That's
test,
a 18. Oh, 4 out of 18.
Test strength for me.
Strength. That's 3 out of 17.
And test arbitrary for me.
That is a 3 out of 16.
Okay. Your kid certainly took to those things. So when he
Damn
comes
right he
around-
did.
Yeah.
Attaboy. He's gonna be just as fucked up.
Yeah.
He's
You're
probably gonna be
perpetuating
less
a vicious
psychotic at least.
cycle.
He's gonna be less psychotic at least. He's just gonna have all of the ideology
That's fair. That's fair.
and the muscles.
Muscle.
Let me just test one thing here.
Genghis. I should call my kid Genghis.
Why did you name your child after a foreign conqueror?
One that
Who
will not
doesn't
exist
exist
for
yet.
another 1,000
Yeah.
years
That's
almost.
a very good point, yes.
Half 1,000 years, whatever. Or no, Genghis was like
About
1200.
1,000. Yeah.
Yeah. No, because
Oh.
he was 1200, right?
Let me check. Genghis Khan. Khagan of the Mongol Empire. Yep, 12th century.
13th
Okay.
century. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So closer than we
About
think.
800. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe he got it from me. Maybe he
never
got
know.
it from
I
me.
mean, unlikely considering he's on the other side of the fucking world. But maybe.
Details. But
Victimless details.
indeed.
Speaking of...
Yeah.
There you go.
What? Speaking
I was
of what?
going to say
Sorry.
Lily has made an appearance.
Hi, Lily. How's it going? Welcome to the show.
She's
Lily
stepping
is
on my new
our
keyboard.
most frequent stream guest, I think.
She's here quite confident.
Probably true.
She likes to bite.
She's a true knight.
I love it. Okay. You know what we're gonna zero in on next, actually?
Yep.
Do we want to do some vignettes, folks, or do we want to do our Easter feast first?
I'm groovy either way.
I'm good for either.
I am also
Yeah,
good with
preference.
either, but I understand that makes you choose. So, vignettes.
Okay, vignettes it is. All right. We're gonna check in with someone we haven't visited in a while. Allow me to get to the right place here. I find the Roll20 changes, like, my screen lags harder than it used to before they made them. That's okay.
No.
Not bitter about that. We're gonna visit
Wouldn't be.
our friend up north.
Ah,
Ooh,
Stumpy.
good old Stumpy.
who's your source? Stumpy.
Let's let's give some free points up here for our good old remnant here. We're gonna go ahead and, just for being in this scenario, roll a d6 right now.
6.
You can add a directed trait. It's kind of not really a trait. It's more like a directed condition, but it's northern diplomacy.
Oh, I like that. All right, all right.
And of course, you entertain all sorts of guests in Malahut. Malahut being a hot spot where we last saw our good old friend, the Remnant. What do we call him again now? Percy?
Percy,
right.
correct.
Percy. And then do we have a name for his King of the Bean alternative? What was
Stumpy.
Stumpy? Yeah.
Stumpy.
So as Stumpy, you get to bump shoulders with all sorts of rub shoulders. Is that the word?
Yep.
With all sorts of diplomats from the north. Most of which you're not familiar with directly. Some of them Saxons, some of them Picts, some of them men from the Irish kingdom of Dalriada. Most of these are diplomats, not the kings themselves. They're not the bigwigs. I need a heraldry test from Virgil.
From Virgil?
Or no, sorry, from
Or from Perin?
from
Yeah,
Percy.
from Perin. Okay. Let's see. Heraldry. He still sucks at that.
Okay.
It was closer than it could have been.
Yeah. It looks vaguely familiar, that white field with the red corner on it. You see the king himself, the king of Melhat, the Centurion king. He's discussing something with a diplomat from a foreign area, and then the king comes over and approaches you. Stumpy, I have a duty for you.
Yes, my liege. You always know I'm happy to serve.
Our guest over here says that they found your humor most amusing, and they would like you to accompany their lady on a feast. Or on,
Well,
on a hunt.
A jester's duty is to please, and should I please well, I aim to please again.
He smiles. Good. Don't upset her, please.
I wouldn't dream of it, my liege. After all, it would be my head that would roll for such an offense.
He nods to that very matter-of-factly. Yeah. Yes, this is true. All right. We'll cut forward just to save any time. Is there anything you wanted to add to that little bit before we move forward to the hunt?
He's very curious to see where this goes, and I think a lot of him is trying to is gauging a little bit of how much the Centurion King knows about his capabilities, like how much of this is legitimate and how much of this is I want you to advise this woman, or this person.
You find yourself kind of catching up to this hunting party. You yourself, as Stumpy, being granted a donkey for a steed. Just to add to, and I know he's playing the role, but I want to check is pride or modesty higher?
Modest is much higher. 15 modest, 5 proud.
Please test modest. Okay.
That's a fail.
Doesn't mean a tick, but I am going to get you to test vengeful.
That tracks.
You can tick vengeful. You're making a note of these things. You know that there's no point in raising your pride having any point now, but you're making a mental note that someone needs to pay for this moment with the donkey as you ride out on.
Someday they'll all pay. Of course. And I think as he's riding the donkey, he's kind of laughing to himself, and if somebody says something, he goes, "Oh, I'm just thinking about the last time I saw 2 asses together."
At this point, the knight points to you and says, "There he is, milady, the funny one, the jester." And she looks over. Give me a
Don't
recognize
stop
roll.
there.
+5.
That's a success.
She looks over at you, and there's a moment of you're not sure, but she doesn't say anything. She just says, "Very well, we should ride on then." What you get is she looks surprised. This is not her boy. That much you get.
I think there's a similar reaction on Perin. It's like just like a second of a frown and then back to smiles.
Yeah. She is not currently riding. She's standing beside her horse, and there are a couple of servants standing beside her. It's like at the edge of the forest, basically, and you see a couple of young kids about her, and one of them has a stick in their hand, and the other one runs by, and one of the stick tags the other one in the back with the stick as he goes by. And, it's that typical toddlers crying, fighting over each other thing. No one's severely hurt. But she says, "Agravain, Gawain, enough." And they are kind of scooped up and separated. And she walks over to each of them. There's a look of love on her face as she runs her hand across each of them and then walks away. She goes back and mounts her horse, and the procession moves forward. She does have a falcon with her. It's clearly not going to be this big old, hyper vigilant hunt. This is going to be some kind of prepared, probably falconry. Well, you've done this sort of thing. In fact, you've done this sort of thing in her father's lands. So, yeah.
And Perin is quite bad at it.
She says,
"Oh no, sorry. Go first."
"This used to be my favorite thing growing up."
"Hunting, my lady?"
"Not exactly. The falconry, I suppose, or no, maybe not even that. Just time with family and loved ones."
"A bird of prey is a strange thing, miss. There's ferocity to it, but so many associated with grace. Family's a little bit like that too. A ferocity, yet associated with grace.
Chief nods. Why don't you? She looks about, and there's like a crowd of people around her, and she says, she laughs a bit, like you'd said something funny to her in your low talk, and says, "You're a funny one. How would you like to accompany me?"
I would be delighted should the Centurion King be willing to part with me, though he doesn't make use of my services quite as much as he should. Besides,
I don't
everyone
think
can use...
I
Oh,
don't
sorry,
think
go ahead.
you'd have a good. I don't think you'd be the right fit for the Kingdom of Lothian, or Orkney for that matter.
My humor, not quite the right style.
She shrugs. But for the matters of falconry, well, perhaps we can discuss these jokes of yours. And with that, she motions for you to ride. And she kind of calls to her servant. She says, "We'll be riding ahead."
Stumpy absolutely does so. And I think he does a little wave as he goes past some of the knights.
She looks to you and says, "I thought you were dead. That's what my spies told me."
My dear, I am dead.
I see.
There are many words. There are many words that could take place of conversation. Many things that could be said with nothing said at all. So I find, for you, my dear, the best 3 words I can give you. I am dead.
And Malahut, then? Is that your new home?
A dead man can have no home, only resting places.
Right. Of course. With that, she's going to... You kind of end up in like a bit of an opening. This would be like the perfect place to perform falconry, and she's going to do so. Not great at it, but she's not bad. She lets her falcon loose.
And I think in a comic styling, he's going to make an attempt as well. Hell yeah, brother.
You're given a falcon yourself to look after, and
Like a provisional one, the runt, right? Like,
yeah. And
If
it
you do
doesn't
not
go
have
good
a
for either
falcon, a
of you.
falcon will be provided for you.
Pity. It seems sometimes the things so much within our grasp are much further than we initially surmised. Might I ask you something, my dear?
Of course.
A great many in your position would find comfort and contention they'd find something that they could latch onto and accept and love. Have you done so, my dear?
My children.
Ah. 'Tis an odd thing to reduce one's life to someone else's. Though, I don't condemn you for such a thing, of course. I know the feeling well.
I see. Well, since we're on the topic, what of your own? You might be dead, but they're not.
It suits a family better to live with a corpse, I think, than a traitor. And should Perin live, that's what he'd be.
See.
The next question for both of us is what comes next. You can climb to any hill, but can you ever see what's over the end?
I leave the matters of the future to my ambitious husband.
Pity. Because I suspect that Logres' future lives in your will, far more than his.
Perhaps. These next few years are not fit for my specialty. I will play the role that I play in securing his high kingship.
In that way, then, I suppose, we're both jesters.
I'm gonna test something here. Let's see how offended.
Yeah.
No. Low on modest. Smiles. Normally,
Man.
one
Oh,
doesn't
sorry, go
let slide an accusation that a queen is a jester, but I understand your meaning.
A jester can be many things, I've found. And some of the most powerful people still wear makeup and dance around their little dances. They do a show for those who watch. It's just all about the presence, the threat, and the implication. I think you carry all three far better than you admit.
We have some claim to this island. And if my lord husband is to win it, then Gawain would be the rightful heir.
I see. That is a mighty gamble. Its reward would be astronomical. There would be no compare to such a victory. I wonder if anyone else has had the same idea.
You speak of Ninteliad, or Orpheus, the Saxon kings, King of Malahut, Idris and Cornwall. Yes, there are many contenders. For now,
There are many contenders.
We spend our time uniting the North.
Perhaps you will be successful. And should that happen, I look forward to congratulating you and your children. But there is always, whenever there is a gamble, there is a risk of having to pay.
She looks at you, kind of studying your current state, and smiles and says, I believe that's true.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I like your company far better than I like the Centurion Kings. So I'm rooting for you and your children. At least you're a leg up in that race, and I'm down an arm.
Did you see it? Did you see him choke on his own breath? Before whatever happened to you happened?
I saw so much blood that evening that it drowned out every other sensation. And yet, if there is one thing I can be grateful for that evening, is that his death was very painful. Was it worth what we lost in the process? Remains to be seen. But there will be someday no one to mourn Uther Pendragon. And that will be a joyous day for me.
I have one more target to find now.
Ah, I see. The Saxon that took my arm. I think about him very much. I think about the way he styled his beard, the look in his eye. I think of the pain when the arm was severed. But do you know what I never, ever think of?
She looks at you but doesn't say anything.
I never think of the axe, my dear.
You presume I mean Sir Edrich.
Among other things, perhaps.
I mean
Though-
the Merlin. One behind this whole thing.
Many have thought so. There is, as someone who has been on both sides of the Merlin's machinations, there is a callousness to him. But there is also some sense of sadness, I think. I won't deny that he likely saw what was coming and did nothing to stop it. But I don't think that you'll find him. And even if you did, he holds something that I believe to be a wondrous gift. Something that could be everything. Or perhaps it will be nothing. Only time will tell.
Give me a horsemanship roll as you sit upon your donkey waiting to return now.
Yeehaw.
Okay.
You were too busy with your sinister dialogue that you forgot to look where you were going.
Yeesnaw.
Not quite. I need a dex roll now.
Oh, I'm bad at that because I was injured.
This is
Hell
a
yeah,
no
brother.
right there.
And then
Ye know.
finally, I'll take one more horsemanship roll and one strength roll.
A ye nah, if you will.
Ye nah. Success. Success.
Out of nowhere, your donkey spooks. And it just starts jutting off quickly into the woods. It has you, of course, on it. And it moves to almost fling you because you're surprised by it. But you manage to hold on tight with the one good hand you have. And it continues to push on into the woods quickly. What do you want to do at this point?
If I'm losing her, I'm getting off the donkey.
Okay.
And staying here. Because Perin is a paranoid motherfucker, and his first thought is, we're in an ambush.
Give me an awareness roll.
Success.
Before you exit or you dismount, you realize that in that little bit of time of breaking off in the woods, it's gotten a lot more thick with mist.
Very interesting. Is she still within, like, range for Perin to speak?
You would have to shout or call to her. And you did hear her call, Percy, are you all right? And like, you know what I mean? Because it was very clear that you didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He knows what's going on, and he knows that she's getting left behind. So he is riding this out.
Writing this out, being continuing to.
He trusts what's about to happen, whatever it is, one way or the other.
You see a familiar face for the first time since your dream, but the first time in reality since long ago. He looks at you and he winces. Ugh, what happened to you?
I suppose one could say I had a fall from grace.
Right. There'll be plenty of time for that.
Speak of the devil and he shall appear. Or speak of the devil's son, I suppose.
Yes, those old rumors.
You're rather bold to take me now. I was just riding with a young woman who swears vengeance against you.
He frowns. They'll never understand. I can't expect them to ever understand. It's not in the way of things, I suppose. No, this must be walked alone. And for that, I suppose I need your help. If you're willing.
Walked alone with 2 sets of footprints. Many more, most likely. I'd be happy to help you, Merlin. But I would ask a favor in return, should you be willing to grant it.
State your interest.
I suspect, in the days to come, there's going to be a great deal of conflict. And I have long since, for nearly a decade, been without advantage. Do you know of a way that I might replace what I've lost?
He gives a smirk. Think of many ways, yes. I suppose
Good.
the path is what you make of it, though. Many options.
All I need is a good drink in the right direction, a step in the right direction, and I'll be very much in your debt.
Then this way. We must not keep the others.
Of course. And as they're going, I think he goes, do you like riddles, Merlin?
I find them interesting at times.
What question can you never truthfully answer yes to?
The one you do not ask? The one that is not asked?
Are you dead?
Ah. I suppose you wouldn't be able to answer that one if you were.
Not truthfully, no. Shall we?
He nods. You can hear in the distance, there's some sort of like searching now and calling, but it sounds like really far away, like way further than you rode. You rode like 100 meters away, and like it sounds like it's way off in an echo.
I know how this shit works.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know how this shit works. Merlin, you silly little guy.
All right, we'll continue that piece in the near future. We're going to continue the vignettes. We're going to jump over to, and thanks for your patience here, Thomas, but we're going to jump over to Cornwall. The county of Cornwall.
All good.
There are some changes. We find out that things aren't quite the way they were left, because in an era where there is no king, people can just call themselves whatever they want. So there is, in fact, an appointed Earl of Ascalon now. Sir Urban.
Is there now?
There is. And he was a banneret of the kings at one point, and before that a banneret of the Duke. He is the appointed Earl of Ascalon, or as he calls it now, Devon.
Hmm. Remind me, is he the guy that I talked with before?
Yep.
Good.
He is the tactician that they had their weight behind.
Right, yeah.
It seems that the weight, after the loss of the county of Tintagel, the support of this guy went to, let's elect him into a formal position, or put our weight behind him and claim he has claim to that formal position.
Gives us legitimacy.
To some degree, there'd be no one that could honestly look at this and not call it a pretender Earl. Like, you know.
Yeah.
He has no formal claim, really, other than the support of the people. But that turns out that matters at times.
Funny
Times of
that.
war. Yeah. Now I'm assuming you want to meet with him based on previous conversations. Again.
Definitely.
And you
Florence
have
is very
Brassius if
interested.
you want him there.
Yeah, I'll have him there. He's my muscle.
Okay. All right. This can take place in the city of Exeter.
All right.
Which has a different name, I think, but I don't remember what it's called. So we'll go with Exeter for now. That's something more fitting for the time, I think.
Yeah.
What do you want to do here? How do you want to set this? Or is this more like what is our best use of Florence's time in preparation for what is to
Right.
come?
Yeah, I think this is very much a war meeting. This is like a coming together and forming a plan going forward of what Florence's focus is going to be during this time.
Okay.
Florence has some ideas he'd like to share with the Earl.
Okay. All right, so you end up in a small council with the Earl. Many of his loyal knights, his direct knights, some of the other landholders in this land. This would be like the equivalent of Salisbury mustering, though nothing bigger, and in fact, quite a bit smaller, honestly, than Salisbury.
Yeah.
So, the Earl is going about preparations. They plan to effectively. The big debate right now is: do we bring everyone to Exeter and hold it, or do we let them divide us like they did in Tintagel, and divide and conquer and hope that we can hold our individual positions?
Mhm.
And that's the growing debate. So I think what we need to know
Yeah.
with Florence is how does Florence intend to. Florence has some influence to this. So what is Florence's words on this subject as it gets to his kind of place to speak to it?
Yeah. I think Florence's opinion in this is that he's happy with the idea of focusing our forces in Exeter, as it is very much a cross-through line. If they want to conquer the rest of Devon, they have to go through Exeter at some point.
Okay.
As a background, this is kind of based off the idea that if they do take Calada Castle, Florence will know of it and be able to march his forces back to Axe to protect it if need be.
Right. Now
He's looking out for himself as much as
Right.
anyone else.
So knowing that Exeter is closer, you can retreat back to the Axe as a secondary
Exactly.
option. Okay. Is there any sort of scene or interaction you want to have here in a smaller council rather than the whole?
There is one thing that Florence would add. And his main thing would be bringing forth the idea of is at times like these we need as many allies as we can possibly muster. I've been informed here by my mercenary, I suppose would be the term, that there is indeed people among the Pictish that are as against the war as anyone else. It is possible we may be able to make allies of them, strengthen our ties, and give us more of a fighting chance against the forces of Cornwall. Or the Kingdom of Cornwall, he would say.
Okay. Give me a diplomacy test and an intrigue and an orate.
Alright. Can I roll a passion for this?
For one of them.
For one of them. Could it be being hospitable? Or is that a little... Not quite.
No,
what
I mean
it would be.
you can, for one of those three tests, you can roll. Yeah, you can roll hospitality for one of those three tests. Yeah.
Okay. Good to know. I'm going to do so on the diplomacy. So, hospitality, success, Plus 10 to this. Ugh, I wish I didn't bother. Next up is the intrigue. And then finally the orate. All successes.
Hell yeah.
Okay. So I think you've convinced the War Council, since this is more than just Sir Urban, right? That you need to convince here that getting the county of Jagan involved is necessary. What you learn is that there's concern of an invasion from their back, either from Summerland, from Salisbury, or from the Saxons of Wessex.
Yeah.
So it would be a matter of probably sending
Also remind me.
someone forward to represent them.
Yeah. Aren't there also native Pictish in the area of what is now Devon?
In Jagan is where they are.
In Jagan, okay.
Yeah.
In either case, that would be the aim.
Yeah. Jagan would be, in this march, they would be the last county to be overrun if the invasion was successful. Yeah. If the unification war of Cornwall was solved. So.
Mm-hmm.
In the way that the king aims to solve it. Okay. So Sir Urban is recommending a delegation with someone leading the activity. I think given you're the one that raised this, everyone's kind of looking to you.
No. Florence would step forward for it.
Okay. So
I will be the diplomatic arm.
All right. So you're going to try to bring Jagan into this. All right.
Yep.
What were your thoughts? What thoughts did you give them when there was mention of concerns of a threat from Summerland or Salisbury or Wessex, or the strange things in the forest that have been rumored, but most people squash that one because they don't.
Exactly. It's kind of rubbish. I think his main thing would be if we can secure their alliance and they can aid us in battling off Cornwall, then we will be able to return the favor if either Summerland or Wessex becomes an issue. And Florence's thing is that it's unlikely that Salisbury would attempt to reach outwards, mostly because of who their the word Thomas said not long ago. Marshal. Considering who their marshal is, and that their marshal is a personal friend of Florence's.
Okay, so basically they're saying we don't have a lot of time. Like we have at best, there will be a march by the summer. Right? So they want to know who are we sending where?
Right. I guess the aim would be, because we have until like the summer, would be to march upon with the diplomatic envoy to the capital of Gigant, which I think is.
Yeah. No, I get that. So Gigant's covered.
Yeah.
That means that Salisbury and Summerland, any other people you want to bring into this will not be contacted in time, right?
Right, okay. I guess he would send a missive to Salisbury, but it'd probably be mostly to Edrich, but he knows it's unlikely they'll join in.
You want to send Cadfile? Since he's getting married at the moment?
Yeah. Cadfile.
Exactly, yeah. When it comes to Summerland, Florence doesn't really know anyone in Summerland.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think he doesn't see Summerland as really an option, unless anyone else he knows anyone.
Yeah. Okay, so Cadfile to Edrich?
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to check in real quick before our break, and then we're going to do a lovely feast, but I want to check in with Edrich and cover off something on the home front you might want to deal with.
There's a good number of things. He's a new marshal. He's got a spy network going up. His mother's been kidnapped by either bandits or forest things. So, lots of stuff.
Lots of stuff. So what are you choosing? Only so much time in a day. It's early spring before Easter. Frost isn't even off the trees yet.
He's going to kiss his son and daughter on the top of his head, on the top of their heads. He's going to kiss his wife on the cheek. He's going to say, "I'm off to burn the forests of the West down." And then he will depart. The first step, because Winterbourne Stoke is like mostly westerly, traveling to his mother's castle, it wouldn't take long for him to get from there to the forest to investigate matters.
His mother's estate, yeah. So, I'll bring up Salisbury just so you can see it. So, the mother thing is the primary thing we want to target right now. Is that correct?
Yeah. The spring thaws just started to happen, and Edrich has a love family of 20. He would definitely be within his rights to check on that, especially because he's got his network percolating.
Now you could assume anything you want here. You know who she was married to. You know that all happened up here in this forest. Or shoot, right? But you've also known the recent concerns as well as the tracks you found previously were heading into this forest for one kidnapped person already. You also know that that's where Cadfile came back and reported a castle taken, Castle of Woodstock. And the Wearside 100, you remember their concern was whoever got
the things in the forest.
Yep. They wanted to deal with whatever's going on in the forest right now, the bandits in the forest. Yep.
Yeah. I think Edrich believes it. She was in Steeple Langford, yeah?
Yep, that's her shield right there.
Edrich believes that the forests of the West seem more likely because they're closer, they've been making the most noise. But he would definitely check, particularly when he rode into Steeple Langford, where any witnesses were, if anyone was looking into it previously. If the lady of the estate was kidnapped, surely Edrich isn't the first person on it. You're muted.
Find out she wasn't at home when it happened.
Where was she?
You find out that she had business in Vagon.
Oh yeah, Vagon's right next to that forest. He's headed further west.
Okay. Test intrigue for me real quick.
17, success.
Okay. One sec. Right, and then give me a D4 roll.
Four.
Sorry, give me a D3, actually.
Oh, sure thing. Two.
Okay. What is your intent here? How are you aiming to get to any sort of solution? How do you intend to investigate this?
He wants to travel the road that his mother would have taken, which I believe to be west from Steeple Langford and then south the road to Vagon, and then determine at what point she disappeared. And once he gets the first hint of foul play or blood, he's going to follow it until he finds his mother or something else happens.
Okay. All right. So you've been, as a marshal, you've been spending some time with access to maps that most people do not have.
Indeed.
Give me, let's see. Give me a courtesy test. Give me a hunting test. And give me an orate test.
None of which are particularly fantastic for me. Rolling orate.
You can
Success.
You can impassion for one if you choose to.
In that case, I'm going to activate my love of family passion for hunting in this case. Success. Now, this still doesn't guarantee anything. Success. And courtesy. Failure on courtesy.
Okay.
Though if I had impassion, that might have been a crit. But yes. Success, success, fail.
Okay. So, courtesy being the one that fails, I think you struggled to get a lot of information about what she was doing out here, who she was meeting with, or anything of the sort. So you don't have those details, but you know that she for sure rode through Vegan, and she was headed to in the direction of what would be Wareside, probably.
Yes. In that case, he's going to pay a visit to, it was Baron Duac, right?
Yep. You bet. Chatting with Duac.
Yep. Edrich will travel the way that she was going, as best he can, towards Wearside. These forests, if Edrich could, he would hunt down every monster within this place and kill them dead. But he's busy right now, and he's after one specific person.
You make your way to Wareside. You end up in an interaction with Baron Duac. And he's very sarcastic when he meets with you. If it isn't the young poet, the marshal now. Tell me, you've come out all this way, the forest. Must be a good reason.
Not so young either, I'm afraid. But yes, there is. A matter that I think concerns us both, possibly. My mother was abducted, or so say the rumors, not long ago, and she was passing close to your lands within these forests. I know you had concerns about much the same happening at the hands of, shall we say, unusual suspects. What can you tell me about them?
So you finally believe the rumors then? And age is relative, my friend. You'll learn that. I know that you're
thank you.
nearing an age where your joints begin to hurt, but I assure you it gets worse. And there will be a day where you wish you were that young. Well, should you survive the times.
My goal is to live long enough that I get to see the world get better, but we'll see how that goes. I have never not believed matters of monsters in the forest. I have had more interactions with them than most. I don't like them. They vex me. And indeed, I was one of the, I shall say, precious few, when I was still a knight, that believed in your claims.
Yes. Perhaps. I've been hearing some rumors myself, though, to be honest. Certain castles were promised, certain figures in a closed room. Was Woodhouse mentioned?
Woodhouse was, and indeed, from what I heard from Cadfile, it's currently not held by any subjects of Salisbury.
Correct. But did anyone ask for claim to it?
Not particularly, no. Or at least not that Thomas remembers.
There was some posturing by Mir.
Yes, Mir wanted it, I believe. Or at least angled in that direction. But I don't think he wanted it specifically.
Oh, I would believe he does.
What are his ambitions?
Expansion. His barony is directly to the south of it, the same as mine is to the north of it.
I don't see him on the map.
You do
I'll
not.
take your word for it. It would be a feather in one's cap to expand in that direction. I will say, estates were promised, not that specific one.
Well, if your mother was taken captive, I don't recall any visitors coming this way from Winterbourne Stoke.
She would have come from Steeple Langford.
Ah. Then perhaps your suspicion is right. She never did arrive here, and was supposed to.
For what purpose?
Negotiation.
I don't appreciate dramatic pauses.
They aren't matters of the marshal, I assure you. We don't deal in weapons or war.
Does Edrich get the impression that it's matters of the heart or marriage?
I don't think he's presented enough
Yeah.
not to. I'll roll
Yeah.
if I roll a fumble here, then I'll give you exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I fumbled.
Oh, maybe.
Okay. That's hilarious.
Oh, yeah, that's great.
Yep. Yeah.
I think as he says that and he thinks he's being all sly, there's like a touch of reddening to his cheeks, and Edrich will say, "You're marrying my mother?"
Don't be absurd.
I'm not saying I disapprove of the act. I'm saying that trying to hide it from me is strange.
Not everyone needs to be in my business. I like this forest. It keeps the nosy out of it. Well, I did anyways, until...
Until monsters came from the trees.
Indeed.
I will say this. You and I share certain interests, both personally and professionally. And, well, I wish the best for my mother. That includes finding her when she's been abducted. Now, do you have any information as to where she is? You say she never arrived.
If you'd like directions to the keep, I can give them to you if you suspect it's Woodhouse. I will note that the paths are different than they were before. It can be hard to find it. But I have yet to find a keep that's been sieged by a single knight.
It is unlikely, if it is garrisoned by unknown forces, that I would be able to take it over. But information is currency and weapon both. If I can find out more, get closer, and confirm, well, I'm certain that you have men that would like to see a place secured. And should your own men lay claim to a keep, taking it from a hostile power, possession is 9/10 of the law.
I see. I was just about to ask if you wanted me to pass forward any recommendations for a marshal in your place, if you were going to go any closer to that keep.
Hmm. Well, we can't have another one of those tourneys happen. In my place, it will be Sir Urban.
Whatever. It is not Virgil o'clock, apparently.
He nods.
What,
He seems
yeah.
surprised at that, but he nods. All right.
Sorry, Virgil. Like, hey.
What?
Hey.
You don't think he'd be good at it? You don't think he'd
Yeah.
be good for the job?
No.
What? What? That's crazy, man. You're talking crazy.
Okay. You have about a week left before you need to head back for Easter. What do you want to do with this time? You're given some maps. You learn that Wareside is basically along pathways, not proper trails or roads. You could reach Woodhouse. In fact, there used to be an old road that traveled right through Woodhouse, but the only time you've ever passed that way is when you marched to Summerland. Or actually, I don't think Edrich even did that. So
No, he wouldn't have. He might have as a squire.
yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I think Edric's running through the scenarios. Again, he's insane in one specific direction, which is love of family. He's got an exalted passion there. And in his second brain, which is a political brain, it's if she's not held by monsters, then she can be used as leverage against me. And his third brain is if she is held by monsters, gotta save her.
Yeah. You get the impression that she
yeah.
was not, like, you get the impression that Duoc had nothing to do with it. You don't,
Yeah.
You also don't get the impression that even though there was some kind of affair thing going on there doesn't seem a lot of, like, love lost in her missing. He's not panicked or worried.
Yeah, Edric's gonna sort that out later.
Yeah.
If someone can't muster an iota of panic because someone's been kidnapped, then you lose a lot of brownie points.
Yeah. So, what do you want to do with this last week? It's not a lot of time, too, by the way.
Yeah, with this last week, he's going to do his best to investigate closer to the forest using the paths as quiet as he can. If Duac offers men, he'll take it. After all, Edric did explain the benefits therein. If he does not, then that suits Edric fine. He can move quiet through the forest, and, if possible, he would like to make use of the services of a hunter.
Okay, you will for sure end up in border contests. Do you intend to contest the border directly, or do you intend to do what knights often do at borders and ride along the border, sort of like the Air Force does nowadays, right?
Yeah, I think he's definitely not wanting to start any international incidents. He'll definitely ride along the border, and if challenged, he will say, Edric, seeking kidnapped victim. But yeah, he'll ride along the border as best he can,
Okay,
unless the trail follows him.
You are challenged. They say nothing. These are for sure weird knights. They're all human shaped. They're all human size, but there's just something.
Human shaped is the weirdest way you can say it, man.
Exactly.
What accurate?
Yeah.
Mm.
But there's just something that seems off to you about them.
Have you seen anyone passing this way? In the company of a lady?
They don't respond. They stand silent. Black Knight vibes.
To what house do you belong?
They say nothing.
Will anyone miss you when you're gone?
Hell yeah.
They say nothing.
Do they have heraldry?
Nope. One sec on that actually.
Yeah.
They don't have personalized heraldry, but they bear the banners of Summerland.
I wish no quarrel with Summerland, but my mother has been kidnapped, and you aren't exactly assuaging any doubts. Do you know what has happened, or do you not? If you do not answer, I will take it to be something suspicious, and I will approach. And neither of us will enjoy what happens next.
They do not speak.
Edrich will approach.
Okay,
And he lied.
What intent? Because I don't want to spend an hour on this one. So what is your goal in this scene? We're gonna summarize this a bit.
His goal is to get closer to see if they challenge him further.
Yeah, they're gonna. If you cross over the border, their border, they're going to fight you. This will be an exchange conflict.
How many of them are there?
There's an equal amount. You have a group of men, and they do as well. Group of knights.
Oh, if Edrich has a retinue, then he's not going to start a border conflict. That's ammunition. He's going to kind of nod at their statue-like silence, and then he's going to continue along the way, memorizing shapes.
Yeah, there's just something very otherworldly about them, even though they, under the armor, they look as human as anything you've ever seen. You
Something
remember
kind of fucked up about that.
You remember that many of these. Test diplomacy real quick.
May I impassion this? In
Sure.
this case, I'm going to try with honor. I'm not starting a fight. I promise I'm not.
You sure? I mean, what's the worst case that happens? We invade Summerlin and kick their asses? This is Virgil speaking, by the way.
Failure on diplomacy, unfortunately.
You don't remember which, but you remember that some of the forest counties out this, or some of the forest hundreds out this way, were contested lands between Salisbury and Summerland and Gentian going back ages, and the invasion of Summerland gave them an opportunity to reclaim four of these contested areas.
These little jerks are using our distraction and the growth of the forest to claim those contested borders back.
Yeah, you got it.
I think,
That's fun.
Edrich doesn't want to start a war yet, but he does want to find his mother, so he'll continue as best he can without crossing the border, unless, and by the time the week's up, he'd have tried to head back.
We'll say that,
he'd
like,
not have forgotten.
it's not a failure. You got a huge way along the way of, like, where you suppose your mother went. You know that she was lost somewhere between her goal of her last known spot of Vagon and Wareside. So that's a pretty good, place
good circle on the map.
Yeah, you can start searching that area and start to dig in more. Given that there's some supernatural group that seems to be hanging out in the middle there, it'd be a great group to, to start with. So.
Yes. Whenever someone's described as human-shaped, I'm like, huh.
Yep.
Even though that's all people.
Yep, turns out. We're going to go ahead and take just a couple-minute break, just so I can fill up a water bottle. And we'll be back with a feast, Easter feast. So we'll see you all very shortly. All right, and we're back. And we are back with.
Hey,
a
we're
feast.
back.
So let's throw on some. Feasty music.
Hell yeah.
Let's see here. I struggle to find the right one. This one.
Oh
That's
no.
okay.
Oh no. Bob, because I'm marshal, do I have to sit above the salt?
Nope. No,
Thank
you sure
God.
don't.
Okay. There we go. Whew.
There's something
You can
funny about the
mingle.
possibility of the marshal sitting on the floor. It's possible.
Who the fuck is this guy?
Endlessly funny to me. You didn't have a seat for the marshal? What? Really dropped the ball, guys.
Seating arrangements mixed up.
Heraldry or recognize from y'all, and I assume that this is Rhodri because if I remember
it Rhodri?
correctly, Florence is not going back here, right?
Yep, he's focusing on Cornwall business.
What a,
Failure
what a
unrecognized.
jerk.
Recognize. God damn it.
Virgil, you're up. Yeah!
Hell yeah,
Virgil!
Virgil numero uno.
Had succeeded in heraldry, phased, unrecognized. Phased? Failed.
Good old phase.
Oh, should we do appearance as well?
Good old
Yeah,
phased.
let's start with heraldry for everyone too. I said or, but we'll give you both a test.
Oh, just say or? That's my
yeah,
mistake.
but it's okay.
Hey!
Okay. So funny enough, I don't know why Virgil would know the face, but for Edrich and Rhodri, you recognize the heraldry, but for Virgil, you know exactly who this is. You know this is another Atheling. This is
Oh,
the
fuck
Atheling Kellen
yeah.
of the Prince of Sussex.
Oh, I'm gonna throw a rock at him.
More of these bastards.
All right. We're going to give for Feaster and Christmas feasts with Edric's new role. You are gonna get a advantage on app. So you roll it twice. Yep.
Ooh, nice.
I'm handsome.
Less likely to find your
Well,
ass on the floor.
sorry,
but
advan-
not
for-
impossible.
Yeah, for feasts only, not like any app test anywhere kind of thing. It's
Yeah.
Feasts here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Failure?
Well,
Failure. Hey Bob, that what's a year upgrade?
Yeah, you can if you want it.
I'm not gonna.
oh,
I'm
you
not.
don't want to sit on the floor, baby boy. Oh no, I guess you're just on below the salt. That's not that bad, but it is very funny. The instant disrespect. You know what it is? I bet whoever was in charge of seating was a loyalist, but one of the ones that don't like you.
Yeah,
You know, like-
100%.
They took the advantage of me going to Forgiving 7, and now they think they can walk over me.
You give him an inch. You give him an inch.
And sir, I don't think Ed and Evan it would be here, right? Maybe. Yeah, you would. Okay. Okay, so this is the current situation. Now what we've been doing with these feasts is stirring the pot with random shit too. I think is fun.
Yep.
So let's
Who's gonna be assassinated today?
But I spent 15 Libram, and I'm spending 15 Libram a year to stop that from happening. So we'll see how it goes. I'm so poor, you guys.
Hey man, nothing is a guarantee, and that's the unfortunate reality of it.
Yeah.
Before the feast starts, Sir Lloyd walks by Sir Edrich and says, "You might consider looking after someone, or arranging for someone to look after your fashion." And then he
Who are you?
smiles. He smiles.
Just
and then
say
continues
the fucking
on.
word. Just say the word, Edric. Just say the fucking word. I'll fucking break his nose. I'll fucking get him.
Don't worry, Virgil. He's of no consequence.
Mark, give me a d20 roll.
Alright. 18.
Okay. And then good times. Let's see what this is. This is gonna we'll get Thomas roll a d3 and Liam roll a d20.
I love d20s.
1.
5.
Okay. That's really interesting and gonna probably cause a fuck ton of problems. So
Oh,
There-
right.
No.
yeah. There are a bunch of people throughout the feast, various people, not these big figured names that we know, more like the little, hedge knights and household knights and maidens and squires. Lots of little whispering going on, but a lot of eyes on Edrich. I don't know. With that,
Interesting.
yeah.
Well, I guess I'm not eating.
You will. You just have Virgil taste all your food.
That's super nice of you.
That's also what
No,
food
it's
tasters are for.
But
Yeah, no, it's not super
additionally-
nice.
Additionally, it's how it's going to happen because I get the leftovers from you guys.
It's true.
Okay. Now it's hilarious because none of you are above the salt, so no one's actually seated with all the foreign delegates, which includes, by the way, 3 Saxons and one of an Intelliads guys. So it's really, that putting them together is probably going to really work out in someone's favor. But that is how it goes. We're going to start at the top of the round with Virgil.
I love Virgil. He makes me feel good. All right.
Ew.
So is my girlfriend here?
Yes. Remind me what we last did with her because I forgot to look that up.
The Tampa Bay
Reload.
Buccaneers on the road looking for the.
Yeah, we
got
have
an ad.
gotten a more. Yeah, we got a more with each other, and it is quite high for both of us, and
That's right.
that's it.
That's what we got so far. I would have to go back to see. Do you have her name?
Lilo.
Lilo, right. Okay, I remember this
I
now
think-
a little bit.
I think she was at a 14 to a 16 range for the Amor, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm more so thinking where's she from. I need the background again.
Sarum. She was a
Oh,
noble
right.
in Sarum that was
Yep.
really important.
She was the
there.
one that followed you around in the last feast, right?
Correct. And a bunch of people were like, "Don't you know who that is?" And Virgil was like, "Oh."
Oh yeah, and we figured out it is
Oh, that's right. It was the daughter
Sir
of
Lycus.
Lycus, yes.
Yep. Okay.
Lycus the Ficus.
It all came back.
There we
It's
go.
great.
Okay, cool. Good to know. 3-round feast this is?
Yeah, we'll do a 3-rounder. This is probably the end of the
Cool,
night. So
I'm doing cards then.
my app is not responding. We'll see if it fixes itself. But there we go. It did.
Huzzah.
Kind of did. It's pretty broken.
Tired, those bandits, or more drink? Those bandits. A local knight mentions having trouble with bandits. I could roll a hunting roll. Or I can be tired. Huh. I don't like any of these.
Those bandits seem like the best one, both in character and out of it, but also hunting's not your
Yeah.
best thing.
I'm shit at hunting. Let's try it. Maybe I'll get lucky.
All right, let's see.
Where is it? Hell yeah! Nothing happens. I get 1 geniality though for the card and 1 for the round.
It's great.
Indeed.
It's like I'm having some trouble with bandits. Yeah.
Cool.
Tough luck.
Have you tried? Have you tried?
Have you
Do you know what
tried
Virgil's
killing them?
advice is? Have you tried killing them?
You should think about killing them. Maybe that would help.
Probably useful.
Yep. All right. That's Virgil. Virgil with 2.
Hell yeah! Another successful virgining.
Yeah.
Ew.
Can't mean something different. Yeah. I
Eh,
don't think that
No,
means
no,
what
no,
you think
no,
of it. All right, we go to
using that word.
Rhodri next.
gonna draw some cards. More drink, and who is that?
Taking after his brother, I see.
Yeah. Probably gonna choose who is that. Another knight. Advise to identify another knight first. Recognize a pose. Determine the knight's recognized. If unknown, roll 1d6 plus 5. If I win, I get tech recognize. If I win critical success, I get a point of glory. And if he wins, I get it completely wrong.
All right. This is some random, like, that's interesting, hey? 1 sec. Okay. Let's see here. It's got to be someone random. Let's see. I actually got something I can do for this. There is a Knights. Sorry, give me 1 sec. Okay. Let's just do the roll. So you go ahead and you can test yours.
God damn it.
Oh, they're gonna succeed. They're gonna succeed. What's the base? 3 for a knight?
Base is 1d6 plus 5. So he definitely succeeds.
Yeah.
So the good
God.
news is you break even.
Yeah, he wins. I get it completely wrong. I lose 2 geniality.
But you gain 2 geniality.
I also gain 2 geniality, so nothing happens. What a waste. Oh well. And that's my turn.
All right. Let's see who that is. It's a random knight. So Sir Alan of Fully Random,
I've heard of that house.
South County.
House random.
Of Dorset. Okay. South of you guys.
House Dorcas of Morcus.
Okay. And yeah, he's like, oh. I don't know why that nets -2 geniality. It's very interesting. I don't have a good explanation for the negative geniality there. Usually that means something terrible happened, but what the hell did you do to cause?
Guess the wrong person. Yeah.
Yeah. You get it
You
completely
probably
wrong.
misidentify like
Yeah.
a hero.
Yeah, yeah. And there's like a laugh. It's like, oh no. It's like, but you're Sir Rhodri. And it's like, God damn it. So,
Yeah.
yeah, okay. So, take that as you will. And what's are you famously vengeful?
No. I believe he's... No, he's more forgiving than he's vengeful. But forgiving 11.
Okay, no, that's good enough. Yeah, nothing that I would force you to trigger as far as like you just made an enemy for life kind of thing. That's usually how feuds start.
You just made an enemy for life.
Go to Edrich for round
It's a
1.
shame. I'm good at recognize, but I keep failing.
Edrich will say to his wife, I'm not even going to harm anyone over this seating arrangement. I think I'm improving. I would like to draw a couple of cards before I start politicking. Or, actually, no. First stop is going to be politicking. Why is everyone looking at me?
Okay. That will be intrigue if you want to know the hot goss right now.
I would like to learn the hot goss.
First order of business. Why is everybody looking at me? Second order of business. Stop.
Success.
Okay.
Oh, actually, what are we eating?
We
Oh, yeah,
are
feast roll.
eating- Let's see what we're doing for Feaster.
Heraldic emblem in meat jelly.
Ooh, yeah.
Swan neck pudding. Is that pudding within the neck of a swan, or pudding made out of swan necks?
I don't know. Does it have a swan neck sticking out of pudding? I don't know.
Like a straw?
I have no idea. You gotta love what they ate, though.
Mm.
I imagine it's all fantastic, though.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
you know the British. They're definitely known for their tastes.
Okay. So you hear a couple of rumors. You hear that the forest up north is growing.
They really should stop that.
You hear about the war in Devon, now they're calling it. Used to be Ascalon last year, now it's Devon. And King Idris of Cornwall is hiring men and mercenaries. Earl Urban of Devon is doing the same. I also think, yeah, we'll say you like run into Cadfile, even though I don't have him on the map. Does that make sense? Because he was supposed to see you anyways.
Indeed.
Edrich.
So, Cadfile, I hope you're feeling better.
I suppose it's nice having company again.
Yes, I believe
Oh
I
my
had
God.
heard about your marriage. Congratulations.
Yes, indeed. It's about all he's got. There. This is a uncomfortably. This is a. Anyways, what a congratulations. First off, what are all these rumors? Why do? Now, I hope, Edrich, that you are not going to be the same Edrich I've come to know when I say this, but why there's so many rumors of you being a craven?
Craven.
Yeah.
I'm curious as to all of the things that they could have said. They made that remark. What, I cannot confirm or deny truth behind it because I do not know their base.
It seems to be
What do they
related
speak
to the
of?
position that you're in over your head and that you're actually afraid of the Saxons. Now, I know you, and I know that isn't possible. So, what I'm wondering is... Anyways. I'm not here for that reason.
Of course. I will say that caution is different to fear, and I assure you, if I had acted on my true passions, you would have been hearing very different rumors in a much
Oh,
more negative light.
Of course. That's why I was confused. Now, this is
Still,
someone
I shall have to do my best to dismiss this.
He's traveled with you a lot, right? So this is very different than...
Yeah.
He knows who you are. When he looks at you funny, in fact, when you say caution, like that's something you're employing Looks at you like, are you sure you're cautious? Like,
I just don't want to start a war on 5 different fronts at the same time. I'm fine with doing it separately, you understand. But yes, beyond that, there is no truth to these rumors, and I will find the one who began them.
I ride back from Cornwall now with news or a request, I suppose.
Yes, I have heard that names have changed, earls have been appointed, and of course, the call for mercenaries have begun. I will do my best to use my position as best I can to nudge people from joining King Idris and to join the other as mercenaries, but I cannot promise anything. What do you request?
Just as mercenaries? What if in a potential future we had an alliance between Devon, Gigant, and Salisbury against the Cornish, against
An alliance? Oh, sorry, you go.
against in particular against King Idris and his invasion.
An alliance? An alliance would be good, and strengthening the bonds of brotherhood between different duchies would be good. However, as it is, there is a delicate situation by which we are surrounded by either enemies or traitors on either side. Should we turn our attention towards the encroaching Cornish, then our backside would be undefended. And as it is right now, we provide a buffer between those forces and yourself. We stand to gain little. You stand to gain much. I'm not denying it wholeheartedly, but we will need something concrete to balance it on.
If Devon falls, I'm not my brother. I don't have any claim to the axe, or at least I'm so far from it. But look, if Devon falls, that leaves Gigant as the only padding between you and Cornwall. If they kneel as subjects, then you have an entire additional county to wage war against you.
Do you feel Idris will continue to expand beyond the borders of his heritage? What kind of man is he?
I don't know him. To be honest, that would be better inquiries for Florence, I would say. What I would imagine, though, is that a Logres without Uther or his lineage or an appointed king is prime for the taking. It's a matter of which warlord will win. It would be
Another
foolish
potential
not to
threat,
try.
then. One's ambitions can blind themselves to the future, ironically enough. I will take your words into account, but understand it was a blank slate of acceptance which caused Florence and I to differ on matters political. I love him as a brother, and I would help as much as I can. And the last thing I want is foreign influence to seep like a cancer into Salisbury.
You have a
But
couple of
we are
options, the
surrounded
way
by
I see it.
enemies.
This really isn't about Cornwall. This isn't about Florence. It's about an enemy that marches just outside the borders of Salisbury. One of many, I know. They will defeat
What is a larger?
Logres men, and they will take your allies from you, or would-be allies.
What is a larger threat? An enemy marching towards our borders, or an enemy with its knives towards an unprotected back? These are matters that I must contend with now. and I will contend with them. A knight is a killer. A good knight is one who uses that for a good purpose. If I can stop Cornwall from invading while at the same time ensuring the sovereignty of Salisbury, I will. If I can't, if victory is not an option, or rather if defeat is a certainty, then I cannot fight. But if I can win, then I will.
He looks defeated. He looks like he just talked to a door. Like, his look, and he
Yeah.
says, "Very well, Sir Edrich. Good day." And he kind of moves on.
Good day
in
to you
haste.
as well.
Yeah. It's not super,
Bummer.
like, discourteous, but it's just very, like, that got
Yeah,
nowhere.
defeated. Like, yeah, he's getting no help. But unbeknownst to him, within Edric's head, he's like, "Oh, I really, really would like to help. I really, really want to help. How can I win? I need to get Wessex out of the way first."
All right, so we're gonna go to round 2 then. Back to Virgil. And we're gonna try and let's just so we don't go till midnight. Let's try to keep these to
Yeah. Quick.
We'll save 5 minutes tops. So
Yeah.
Yarp.
No, stop stepping
Okay,
on my
cool.
laptop. No, don't step there
I'm
specifically. Okay, thank you. Sorry. You
Going
go.
to do another cards.
Ooh.
Okay. A lady and you, holy blessing, and keep dance.
A lady in
this
you
one's a
is
host
what
card.
you. Yeah, lady in you is what you got at the beginning, I think. No. That's
No, it's a
actually a
different
separate one. Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's
You
similar.
interact with a lady. At the start of the round, you keep this card or discard it. If you keep it, you gain 1 geniality. You cannot draw cards while you keep this one. All right.
you wanna-
Can this be my
yeah,
lady?
I don't see why it can't be her again. It seems kind of amusing for it to be that case.
Yeah,
All
and
right.
also it's going to do the thing that I wanted to do for the 3rd round anyway.
All right, so
Lovely.
you keep this card. You get 2 geniality this round, right? Total. From there.
You get it for each round you keep. Yes, and then you also get 1 for when you take it. So 1 for the take it, 1 for the keeping it.
That assumes you can.
But it's at the start of each round, so I'm only
Yeah.
gonna get 2 this round total, and then
2.
next round I'll get 2
Great.
Yeah.
again. Just 2, I think, because
Yeah,
Well,
this
you're-
I
round
don't get
2,
the
1 from the
bonus for
card,
taking
1 from being above the salt, and then the next round, 1 from keeping the card and from being above the salt.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, near the salt.
Yep. Got it. All right. Anything you wanted? Because that was really short. Anything you wanted to be added to that flavor there? Yeah.
I'm okay to keep it short. He'll greet Lady Lilo, and
Yeah.
they'll kind of, I think, just resume their routine from last feast that they
Yeah.
were from Christmas feast, just kind of wandering around and talking about things.
I think people are definitely noticing this now. You know what I mean? It's almost like, oh look, those 2 are back again. So all the intriguey diplomat nosy folks are coming up and mingling and chatting, but they're not like rude about it. It's like, you know.
I will
like,
also
oh, yeah,
note
love.
that Virgil has jumped from a 12 appearance to a 15 this time.
Hell
So,
yeah.
He's
Awesome.
way hotter.
Yeah. Did that add to the equation? Is the fact she was like didn't even kind of focus on that at all? Like you're at your worst, and she was into you. Yeah.
I mean, Virgil doesn't care either way, but like it didn't hurt.
Yep.
You know, like honestly, he was way more impressed by the fact that she was cool with the, I'm a psycho guy thing.
I really like people.
He was
that
way
let
more
me
down to
be my natural psycho self.
Exactly.
Okay, we'll go. In that case, we'll carry on with Rhodri. Round 2.
All right, let's draw a card. A carding we will go. Carding we will go. I have the Mario.
Romance.
Romance? Was Florence, what is no? not Florence.
Romance.
Rhodri know about romance? Not a lot. But I think he'll choose romance. Asked about his positions on romance. He is going to rely on his love of family to talk about his lovely wife and how he courted her. And by courted her, I mean he met her the day they were married.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah.
So
Success, so I have +10 to this. What was the question, sorry?
I was gonna say a failure would be indicative of being terribly boring to the listeners.
Yeah.
I think.
All right.
It's like we signed the paperwork,
Success.
and then we.
Yeah. Well, the first time I met her,
it's like the most British.
it was a wedding day, actually. Yeah. I met her at the altar.
So if it's a 1, there's got to be something he says that actually brought the swooning out.
The ladies swoon over these ideas. Perhaps there's something along the lines of like a love that was destined to be, that was beyond a chance meeting, but something organized by fate itself. And he gives this kind of long-winded speech.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. By that he just meant it was he flowered up the this marriage was not my choice. But
Exactly.
Does he
This was
believe
not
it?
by choice. Let me check his love wife. Oh, he doesn't actually have one. We should probably give him one. What's the roll for that?
For what?
To determine your love of your wife, I guess. Because he doesn't have it on his sheet.
Oh, you don't get that automatically.
Oh, I don't?
No, it just goes, it goes under love family. Yeah, you have to have some kind of like special scenario.
Okay.
If you just
Connection with the-
if you didn't romance your wife, you literally met the day of. Yeah, you wouldn't. So.
In that case, it's part of his duty, and he probably doesn't really.
Right, but okay, noted. You hold on to that card though, Mark, because if your next card is a lady card, it does something. So.
Oh. So. No, that's on a critical success. I didn't critical.
Oh, I didn't see that. Okay.
You get 4 geniality this round.
I made it up. I got it back.
Yeah.
All right, that's me.
Yeah, you caught up with everyone, and then we go to Edrich. Somehow the marshal
with my
blew
1
this
geniality.
Yeah.
Speaking of, there is something that Edrich would like to do, especially with all of the people here, the dignitaries. Edrich would like to approach Lady Ellen, and of course the young Earl.
Okay.
Now, I am technically going from below the salt to the high table. They know me. I'm the marshal.
You can visit up here as the marshal, but you can't sit down.
Yeah, I can't like
anything.
sit.
Yeah,
that's totally fine.
Yeah.
And in fact, that suits Edrich very well. He just like swoops in. He will approach, nodding to people as he goes, and as he gets to the high table, he will say, "Lady Ellen, my liege."
He says, "Hi, Edrich."
Edrich will smile, legitimately warmly, before turning to the Lady Ellen, and he will say, "I noticed that there are a number of august personages amongst the high table today. Has anything of import been discussed in front of or behind things? And again, I apologize for bringing politics into mealtimes, but I find it's the most appropriate place."
Well, you wouldn't be alone, I suppose, in that. We'll be meeting, actually, on it. All 3 demand tribute.
3. I recognize the heraldry of 1, the South Saxons, and the rest? Oh, no, hold on, I see them down there.
The other 2. Yeah.
No, yeah, gotcha. I just didn't see them down there.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yes.
I suppose I should technically move them above the salt. That would help.
No, that's all good. And I know Sir Elaine, right?
Yep. Yeah, and he was here in the winter. He just stayed over the winter.
Does Elaine too seek tribute, or is he staying for another reason?
He stayed for the winter, she says. He does intend to ride out again once the thaw is in full.
Indeed. 3 fronts. 2 of them connected through a foreign power who may let them through. An interesting puzzle. Well, thank you very much, Lady Ellen. And about the seating. I don't mind it.
Well, we'll have to do something about that. It turned out that when you had ridden out west and returned a bit late, so we had to move some people around because of the Atheling from South Seax. And
I
so we had to
completely
move
understand.
you elsewhere, but then you weren't here and others resumed their natural spots and
As I said, I do not mind. I'm not nearly so proud to start things over that. There are other things being discussed about me. I imagine people upset about my appointment. But we'll sort those out in time. Thank you, my lady.
she doesn't seem familiar with those. Like, she doesn't sound. She's like, I've heard nothing up here.
Supposedly words of me being a craven, perhaps due to my politics. I think they said the opposite things quite loudly in opposition. But forked tongues go both ways, I suppose.
Indeed, they do. She says. You know, she's taken a lot of political heat over the last couple of years.
Yeah.
All right. Well, with that,
but yes.
we will move to round 3.
Absolutely. Oh, I didn't actually make a roll.
Yeah, what were you aiming to do?
Mostly just ask the question. Like, there was political maneuvering. I
Allow you
would
to test
possibly,
diplomacy. Just flat,
yeah, that's
though.
what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Like, just flat, no geniality.
Geniality you can apply, but not yeah, okay. You pass. You can put a tick in that
Yeah.
if you don't have it already.
Indeed so.
All right. So you learn that the 3 Aethelings aren't getting along. In your visit to the High Table, you learn that they're not like fighting, but they're definitely like posturing on each other. You hear that from some of the knights up top. So it doesn't seem like
Last year, Edrich
Edrich
did his damnedest to get Sled and Kinrick to start fighting. So we'll see how it goes.
All right.
But yes, thank you very much.
No problem. Okay, so that was 1 geniality.
Just one. Guys, I'm not feeling very genial right now.
You're doing fine. You're doing fine.
Even with that
Be
advantage,
fine.
it sucked.
Yeah. 17 and an 18. It's because of this hideous scar, isn't it?
Okay, so we're gonna go to round 3. We're back with Virgil.
Virgil.
What is Virgil's plan for round
Well, I
3?
can't. I cannot. I cannot draw cards, and as much as I want to talk to that Atheling, I think Virgil's going to try to romance this woman that he's with.
Okay.
I think he's going to try to romance Lilo with the intent of asking her lord to court her tonight, and then asking her to marry him tomorrow.
Okay. A brisk wedding. I see.
Yeah, Virgil don't fuck around, dude.
Okay.
That's a success on the Lilo passion, so I get +5 to my roll, and I have 4 geniality. No, I have more than that. I have 5 because at the start of my round I get a new geniality.
Right.
So I'm getting a +10 to this.
You gotta succeed. No.
Nah, he's really bad at this, man.
Hey, do you have a reroll or an upgrade? I
I do
should
have
say.
I do have an upgrade, and it's the start of the year.
Yeah, New Year.
Don't know if I want to. Yeah,
It's up
you
to
know
you.
what? Fuck it. I need a wife to manage my affairs and other things. Yeah, can I upgrade that into a success?
I saw an
Yep.
image of us being in a flashback grayscale. When later on, like, you get crit.
I desperately need.
You
Yeah, I
won't
would like
need-
to-
You won't need her father's permission because
See.
her father's long dead. But you can seek.
It's the Lord, right?
Yeah, the Lord's permission, which would basically just be Lady Ellen.
Hey,
Well,
kid,
it's very agreeable.
Can I marry this lady? All right, cool.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, she's married, Robert. Whatever. Okay. He's not that bad. He's actually, I think he's like 6 now, so he's up a little bit.
He's 6.
A little bit further along.
Edrich really likes the little ragamuffin.
He's the same age as Florence's son.
And mine.
And Lady Jenna's 14 now, I think. So.
Almost the same age as my oldest daughter. Not quite.
All right. So
Perfect. So I guess that means I have permission to court then. Hooray!
Yep. So I think she's like, I mean, she was already amorous towards you, so I think that just solidifies it. So, she's also in agreement with the need to speed things along. Like, and Easter makes sense, right? So,
Springtime for babies. Also, there's a degree of like, it's so funny. Yeah, I think I can marry this freak. Why not? I've known him for 3 months.
100%, right? Okay. That brings us.
I like the
back-
way that he calls the blood of his enemies.
She hasn't seen that side yet, fortunately for her. So,
Not yet.
that brings us to Rhodri for the end of his feast round.
Alright, Rhodri is actually going to have a conversation with Edrich. I'm going to keep it
Hi,
short and
Edrich.
sweet.
Okay.
During the feast, Rhodri would make his way over to Edrich. In a similar way Edrich has done to others, appearing behind his shoulder and going, "Seems that you're in the need for assistance."
In which particular case? Well, it's good to see you, Sir Rhodri.
Yes. Well, I have heard the rumors, as it were. Seems you're not the most popular at the moment for your policies.
Considering that the exact opposite was said at the beginning of my political career, I expect that they're grasping at whatever straws they can.
As is the way of things. Things will move back and forth, as they do. But I come to you with a solution. Possibly.
How magnanimous. What do you suggest?
Quite simple. As it is now, I have yet to see a reason to stand at your side. You, of course, are a good friend to my brother, but good friends only go so far when it comes to the dealings of family. It is for this reason I come with a simple word of offering. I can offer you my complete loyalty, the abilities I have at my disposal, under one condition.
And what is this condition?
You make it worth my while.
What do you want, Sir Rhodri?
What does any man want? Privilege. Power. I want a voice in your ear. Simple as that.
I can see what can be done, and indeed what I want. But is it mere ambition climbing the ranks, wanting the opportunity for more. What's your eventual goal? Comfort?
You and I are more similar than most. I have a single goal perhaps you can understand.
The supremacy of one's family.
It is your choice to make, no matter what. But I suppose it's better to be upfront. I'm learning that now, when it comes to dealing with you in particular.
You make me sound so brutish. I shall see what can be done. In Edric's head, he's already, will he accept a marriage proposal between my daughter and any of his relatives? No, probably not. Let's wait on that. But outwardly he goes, thank you for your offer.
Of course. Lord Marshal. And with that, he slithers away. Not quite a swoop. A little different.
Ooh, that's what it looks like.
We'll do like
Intrigue roll?
an intrigue test. It's more for like whether you get a geniality than anything else, I think.
Success.
You can tick it.
How well he slithers away.
Slither's real good.
That's his turn.
Okay. That brings us to Edrich for the final action of the feast.
Edric's worked as best he can for the previous rounds of the feast. Now he's going to do his best to rest and relax, and by which I mean he's going to draw some cards and see what happens. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Wallflower. I notice a shy young lady sitting alone. Flirting. Nope. Oh, wait, hold on. Yep, nope. New friends. A knight asks to be introduced to your friends. He is alone and seeks good company. Keep this card. While I do, I gain all of those, and I can discard it if I draw a host or a mandatory card. If I have this card at the end of the feast, which I will, the knight is grateful and gives me a gift worth 1 librum. Or wifely woes. My wife feels tired and says it is time to depart. Merciful versus selfish. If merciful wins, I say my farewells and depart the feast and tick love wife. If selfish wins, I stay, but my wife is unhappy. -1. I really love my wife. I'm not going to pick that one because that'll make me leave. I'm going to go with new friends, I suppose, because it's the only one that really works, even though it is a little cheap because it's the end of the feast.
I don't care with that. It's fine.
All right, cool. In that case, I'm going to take new friends. If a knight asks to be introduced, I think it's easy enough for Edrich to go, who are you? Who do you work for? All right, you want that kind of thing? Then sure.
Okay.
But yeah,
so that's the
Edrich
kind
will-
of shit you're into.
Yeah. Spiritual, lazy, hate location, minor intrigue. Yeah, Edrich can work with that.
Oh yeah.
Philippe.
This is great. He's a Barrack Saxon. Of course you'd love him and welcome him in.
Anyway, this is my wife. She speaks the same language. I can only do swears and death threats. This is my... Pauses for a second. Friend of Sir Virgil.
Oh.
But yes. Basically, Edrich does help this this knight around.
Sir Philip.
Sir Philip.
Philippe, if you will.
With a Y. Why?
Okay.
I was
That
born that way, sir.
closes the feast. We're gonna give you, what's that give you as a response?
1 librum.
And Libra, no geniality.
No geniality.
So you end up with no geniality because it also doesn't call for a roll of any kind.
Yep.
Okay. That's the
I need
lowest-
money, man.
Yeah. That's fair.
I
Well,
did end one
we're
at
clearly-
0, but sorry, you go.
We're clearly playing Anarchy if people are choosing Libram over Glory at times. So you can tell where we're at. I'm happy with that response. So let's go ahead and do our closing scene. It should take about 10 minutes.
Yarp.
The Countess Ellen has drawn y'all into a small council meeting. Her advisors now are a little different. So it's her, it's her bar. It's Edrich. It's Virgil. And specifically,
We love Virgil.
as a proxy to Florence, it's Rhodri. So Rhodri's here specifically as Florence's proxy. Not his own
Additionally,
current
there
role.
are Additionally, there were other reasons, specifically promises made to Erwin, which would be relatively easy for Rhodri to get in as like a mouthpiece or an ear.
Yeah. Well, that was around your council, right?
Oh yes,
Your council is a little
Yeah.
different to the Albans.
indeed.
But Erwin is probably here, to be honest. So
Fair enough.
So with this, every time you've met recently, this has been about tribute. It doesn't seem to be any different. She says, "My council, we have even more difficult decisions to make. This year, there is a request for triple tribute. 3 different Saxons demanding tribute from us: Wessex, South and Essex. Another consideration to take into account is the admittance of Duke Ulfius's alliance with South and a reminder that the Vale is just to the east of us."
It's something that's been a consideration since before the tourney, really. All he need do is allow them access through their lands. He wouldn't even have to lift a finger to help them, just not to help us.
I look to you all for your expert opinions in these matters. I believe we are moving towards a point where inaction still is action. If we choose not to pay any tribute, then we may end up with 3 enemies. Though I will note that the Saxons do not seem to be working together at this point.
That is fortunate.
And
The main
I'm-
concern would be Essex and Sussex working together.
You know my answer. Edrich, I know this is a complicated decision, and I will back you 100%. But if we start kowtowing to them now...
They'll expect it later, and will be seen as weak by the others. Not to mention the weakness that we'll get by paying. Edrich will look to Rhodri.
Perhaps the paying off of one of these individuals will be of a benefit. Any more, and I'm afraid current rumors are bound to grow.
With this in mind, and by happy accident, my recommendation is the same as last year's. Deny Wessex on all fronts. Sussex. Sussex could be appeased.
Agreed. If we have to pick one, I'd rather one that we have a working relationship with already.
And one that has a working relationship with our neighbor.
It does seem like the smart choice.
All we need do, as you have said, Lady Ellen, is ensure that we do not fight a war on 3 fronts. But Wessex is the largest threat, And it is the one with, from personal examination, the most ambitious of the candidates. It'll be a problem one way or the other.
I think Essex might be the least of our issues right now.
That is my theory as well.
So if we were to dismiss them, then it's siding with Wessex and Cerdic's ambition, or South Seax and the army they've already gathered.
Give Cerdic an inch, and he will take a mile, and he will continue to take them until he's killed who he can, regardless of which direction we're pointed. But right now, they've just finished a battle. From what I've heard, one that is at the very least slightly costly. If they choose to attack, it will be bad for them, and good for us. If Sussex chooses to attack, then Wessex will attack.
It is also likely that Cerdic will continue with his conquest upon those that are less unified than us.
Well, we aren't promising any alliance like Ulfius did, right? Just to pay South Seax for now.
An alliance would be a bridge too far. I would, if you could, your instinct, gauge precisely how far they're willing to go, that they want to go, and if Salisbury is on the chopping block. Ulfius right now is the largest problem, in that it is by his word that these butchers will come in. If Ulfius thinks that his alliance with them is in his best interest, then paying Sussex will cause fewer problems for us. Denying Wessex and making a lot of noise about it would do well to provoke. Essex, I'm loath to dismiss them, but right now, as you said, they are the least of the three problems. They have their own issues.
Right. So Bob's gonna pull this out of character because I don't want it's getting wordy, and I just want to get to the points. So who are we telling her to side with? What are we're telling her?
Sussex.
Tribute to Sussex, and not to the other two, right? Because tribute to multiple would be an option. It would mean
Yerp.
draining the bank, though, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. She let's see. As long as it's not a really high roll.
Oh, fumble.
Oh, fun!
You've said that twice now, and it's
I
been a
know.
fumble both times.
I okay, I'll give this to you because it's not worth and I don't want to forget it or whatever. She, without explaining it, she walks away with one decision to you all, but in a last moment's council with someone, she also pays tribute to Wessex in a clandestine manner. I mean, she named who her two bigs were, and then all I needed her not to do was fumble, and she fumbled. So I'm thinking whoever advised her that it would be, it might even be Kinrick himself.
Kinrick.
Yeah.
Edric's
I
gonna
think
take his fingers.
I think you should double check and make sure it was Kinrick. No reason.
Yes.
Yeah, no reason. Just just let Virgil know. When you find out. And then
I have
Definitely.
some advice, Sir Edrich. Do not kill Atheling Kinrick within our lands. Do it outside.
I
Yeah.
will.
Oh,
Hunting
Kinrick.
accidents
Oh,
happen.
Never mind. Never mind. He's cool. I thought it was our knight guy that's been fucking up. No, he's fine. Whatever.
No, yeah.
Yeah, Edric's not happy about that at all. To the point that I'm regretting my extra point in Loyalty Lord, but I'm going to keep it.
Yeah, well, fumbles happen to NPCs too, I guess. So
Yeah, it happens.
Oh, we know.
all right, gang.
Edrich being like, "What? Guess it's martial law time."
When we pick up next time, we get to see a little bit further about what's going on with Merlin, where that's going to lead as we move into spring, and what the hell is going to happen out in Cornwall.
Hell yeah.
I think in the next episode, we'll probably also figure out who's going there. Hey, Stargana, great to see you. You came in just as we're about to close. I imagine you guys just finished. We had a good time. But yeah, it'll be fun to see Merlin, and I think the gang will finally see the gang back together at some point, even if but briefly. But we'll see.
We got ourselves Merlin's Avengers initiative.
There you go.
Mhm.
If only it was that useful. Yeah, so Anarchy's moving along. I'm gonna see where we're at, but we're almost we're damn close to year 500. That's pretty wild. That means we'll
So trippy.
we'll played through 20 game years, even though it's in the last 2 years, and most of that time was spent in those first 5 years, to be honest. So we spent 20 episodes in those first 5 years. So 20 some.
For a moment, I
25
thought you were going to say most of the time was in feasts.
Which
No.
is not wrong.
I wouldn't say. I'd say the grand majority of the time was in feast. And to our liking, you play this game how you like. But you know what I've found is I've now run multiple groups across this. People beg. It doesn't take them long to beg for a feast again. Like even when they're feasted out, they're like, you give them one episode without, they're like, do I get a feast? Yeah. So,
Yeah.
all right, guys.
All right.
Let's do some shout-outs so we can all go to bed. We're gonna go with Thomas first.
Hello, my name is Thomas. I've been playing Sir Edrich of Winterbourne Stoke, Marshal of Salisbury, and by God, I'm going to remove someone's fingers by the end of this. I don't know whose. It's been absolutely lovely. Thank you all for watching, and thank you guys for playing, and thank you, Bob, for is it STing? Is it GMing? GMing.
Mark.
Hello, I'm Mark, aka the Cat's Meow. I do a lot of stuff around places. Come join the Discord, wonderful place. Yeah, I have my own stuff over at the Cat's Meow RPG show. You can find me on YouTube and on Twitch, both of which are linked somewhere on the Discord. So do that. I hope you've enjoyed. I've been playing Sir Florence, Sir whatever. Good.
Good. Florence, Rhodri, insert others here. Liam.
Hi everybody, I'm Liam. I played Sir Virgil and Sir Perin / Percy / Stumpy. What a fun time. It's so nice to see us reaping what we have sowed so long ago. I'm looking forward to next week, as always.
Great. And I'm Bob. I run the game. I got asked a question in chat just before we're closing here, so I figure I'll answer. My shout out will be to the Book of Feasts, which is an expansion of this game, and it comes with a whole mechanical system based around where you sit according to where the salt is. You make appearance rolls and you see where you sit, and then you can do a number of courtly things like dance or intrigue or whatever, but you also get to pull these fancy cards over here from the Book of Feasts, which is everyone's favorite choice, and you get to see what kind of wild, crazy shit or very boring or very traumatic stuff happens as a result of that. We've had a whole bunch of events that never would have taken place, including one of our characters skyrocketing to the Baron position by meeting a baroness through one of these cards. So, yeah.
And then seducing her.
And then seducing her properly.
Oh, yeah.
And then, yeah. Anyways, that's enough. Thanks for watching, guys. Thank you guys for playing. I'm so tired, if you can't tell. And we'll talk to you next time. Take care.